Welcome to Dice Revolution, the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons stream here at Adelaide Uni. We're celebrating somewhat of a belated birthday.
No, it's on time.
It's on time.
This is the day.
If it wasn't the day, we wouldn't be wearing
hats.
Yeah, like I can't see any flaw in this logic. So
I don't know why you think we ever mentioned anything about a birthday
everyone.
any other time.
I'm joined here by morons.
By birthday Stuart, and birthday Devon, and birthday Hamish, and birthday Jordan, birthday Rain, birthday Romy, birthday
Olivia.
Deanne.
And Olivia.
Yes,
Hey.
and then
Olivia.
birthday Chicken.
And birthday chicken.
The very
important.
one.
Just
So
like-
important.
Turn it upside down, it's an ice cream cone.
You two can order a chicken flavour from 48 Flavours. We are not sponsored by 48 Flavours in any way, shape, or form.
What if we were?
We are sponsored by Joe, so be sure.
Comment if you want to know more about Joe.
Tab us if you're watching. We're sponsored by Sword Mountain. That's one's for him specifically.
Oh, good news. If I lean over, my hat goes into the DM.
I was going to say.
Oh.
Can I do that?
I will now boop Thea.
No, Jordan, scratch his chin.
What the heck? How are you
Oh,
not?
God, it's everywhere.
Get off me!
I have no clue.
You have two hats. Just
Right,
go.
okay, nice.
Speaking of sponsors, we are affiliated with the Adelaide Unique Board Games Club.
If you like board games, guess what? We do too, and Adelaide University has a board games club here at the Hartley building. So if you like board games, Wednesdays, Fridays, sometimes on Sundays, and online on their Discord on Tuesdays often, they'll do some board game events where you can come on down, you can meet some people, play some board games, have a lot of fun. It's really great. If you want to know more about it, then you can come on those days, or you can go to their different social media pages. They have U of A games, or Games U of A, or UOA games, some variation of that, Adelaide Games on YouTube, stuff like that. There's many variations that they have. You can find them on social media and get more information about all of their stuff. If you don't know much about board games, you don't know what sort of board games you would want to play, at the end of the stream, Devon will be giving us a board game recommendation. So she can be ready for that. But thank you, Games Adelaide Games, U of A Adelaide Games, for all of your support.
Yay!
At this point, you sound like the auctioneers. They're like,
I was gonna say the Australian.
sold to U of A Games.
I was gonna say the Australian terms and conditions thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Authorized
This ad was authorized by the Australian government, Canberra.
Yeah, legit, that sort of thing. That's what it makes me think of immediately.
Anyway, speaking of board games and games that we play, let's play Dungeons and Dragons, shall we?
No, we're going home.
Shit, dog.
No, go home.
Anyway, thanks for celebrating our birthday. Bye.
We actually just brought you here so you can watch it. This is a mukbang, but with all of us.
Q&A mukbang, live stream.
This is a Romy roast sesh.
Well, not quite what I signed up for, but I'm here anyway, so let's go.
Anyway, let's jump into recap. So, last session, you deal with the fallout from the assassination attempt made on the... That's a mental breakdown.
That was the whole thing.
Made on the leader of the continent that you guys were on. Solomon slowed but covered with spirit guardians.
He was good.
Attempts to intimidate some guards, to no avail, of course.
I was going to crack heads. Didn't happen.
Yeah, why did
Good
that
choice.
get diffused? How did that actually happen?
Because Trey made a really good point, and I was like, yeah, look, that's a really good point. And I probably would have killed it 4 around me, but there's also wizards, and I can't fight other wizards very well, so fuck off.
Point is, please don't.
Tywin flew away in a swarm of rats.
Yeah, so dealing with that fallout, you guys enter somewhat of a combat with the guards there. Trey makes a brilliant speech to dissuade the guards from engaging in full-out combat, and instead convinces them that they can indeed bring Tywin short in. So Calathil, Tarina, Solomon, and Trey take on a brand that will compel them to hold up their end of the agreement. they head back to the ship where they find Tywin having had discussions with Luft and Nemu about the recent events. Heated conversations are then had between the party as to what should be done next. Some disappointment is conveyed, some vows are made, and the party decides to, instead of living out the I cannot keep a straight face.
We're having fun.
We can tell. This is a birthday stream.
The party decides after a short rest to head over to the administrative offices to speak with the leader of the city, one Alethel Silva. So we pick up today's session there. Having discussed with one of the guards outside, Calathil, Trey, Luft, Solomon, Tarina, Tywin, I believe that is the lot, given access to the halls of this administrative building. You are, as I described last session, met with a large stone marble, like carved, like industrial looking structure, but made to look, much more fancy and prepared for war. This one, like 60-foot long table is covered with different maps of regions of the world, choke points they want to hold, but all of the information is being like moved off of it. Just maps in general that they want to have a look at. And you see Alethil at the end of this this long table, surrounded with 10 of his other associates, and the room seems to be the room's like at the very edges of the room. There seem to be maybe 25 guards lining the edges of the building. Well, if it isn't our lovely companion, Mr. Shortshot.
Hey.
How's your day going? That has such Flynn Rider energy.
I think it's literally one of his lines.
How's your day going?
A group of companions.
Not as a character, just going to say please bear with me for a moment because I'm a little everywhere in terms of state of nerves. So as a player, I'm not doing too good. Oh, no, don't start with me, please.
Okay.
That's all good.
All G.
All G.
All good.
Anything to say for yourself other than, hey?
Yes. We do have a lot of stuff that we want to say. Things that we want to go over. But I come to you voluntarily. I come to you, as you can see, with nothing on my person. And if you want your guards to completely search me right now, to make sure that I have absolutely nothing on me, no tricks up my sleeve, I welcome it.
He mutters to one of his guards, just off to the side, and yeah, he will indeed search you. Find nothing.
He does find nothing.
Hmm?
He does find nothing, does he?
It's
Yeah,
a
I've
weird
got
thing to
nothing.
find.
Oh, yeah.
I left all of my stuff on the ship.
I believe you, yeah. That's good.
Any justification for the attempt on my life?
Justification. I don't think you want to hear my side of the story.
Oh, I very much would like to.
Solomon just sort of stands up. If the attack was justified, would you have allowed it?
No, I just want to see what possible reason he can come up with.
Indeed. Solomon turns back to Tywin.
Just self-defense is a funny thing.
Is that what he's told you?
Luft like looks at
Is
Tywin.
that what he's told you?
Just.
The problem is, I don't think you're gonna believe anything I say.
Well, one of our spellcasters here could cast a zone of truth on you.
That's true. That could happen.
Would that help the situation? You could tell me what you're willing right now, or we could do it under a zone of truth. I'm also willing to enter the zone of truth for your companions here.
Okay.
I mean, if it gets to the bottom of it, then
We are
yeah.
familiar with this spell, are we not?
You
We've had it cast on us before.
tried to make me commit treason against my continent.
Yeah. When she had a hat on.
Okay.
Is that your side of the story as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you see how that can be a problem for someone who values their loyalty to their continent.
And this was why you attempted to assassinate him, Tywin?
But answer me this. Was it, or was it not, in self-defense?
In self-defense, I was defending my life.
What do you know?
If I may, your lordship.
You may not.
I'm sorry.
I will come to your account in a second.
If I may.
I thought you wanted to hear everything. This is my companion. They have
I
as
am
much of the story
this
as
man's
I do.
psychologist. I am entirely in charge of his overall well-being. And I have been keeping tabs on him for some time now. And I believe that what has happened is partially a fault of mine on account of being stretched so thin in these most unfortunate of circumstances. And I believe that further rehabilitation is perhaps the best course of action. Perhaps we can all get what we want.
We will come to a judgment.
Put me
Thanks.
under a zone of truth.
Very well. He brings along one of the spellcasters from earlier. You can choose to resist the spell. You can also just choose to willingly give into it.
They know if I resist it, right?
Yes, they will. I can read out what Zone of Truth does if you so desire.
I'm familiar with Zone of Truth, I think.
Okay.
I will not resist.
Okay. Lovely.
Is it casting on the rest of us too?
For now, just on Tywin and Aether. You create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere targeted, centered on a point of your choice within range. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. You choose to fail the save. On failed save, the creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on the saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such creatures can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth.
Yeah, got it.
Within the boundaries of the truth.
I know how the spell works.
It sounds less than flexible.
It's a nice vague enough spell.
Absolutely.
We'll start with this. You claim that you attacked me in self-defense, correct?
Are we going to do leading questions, or are you going to let me tell my side of the story?
You claim that you attacked me in self-defense. Did you or did you not?
I attacked you because I thought if I didn't, it would lead to my death.
So you're claiming that I didn't attack you, you just anticipated me to attack you.
I anticipated you and your political power to throw me in prison and execute me for not committing treason against my continent. Is that wrong?
So you have fed your companions the lie that you attacked me in self-defense.
Oh, so you're also not answering my questions. That's what's happening?
You would deem this a preventative measure, Tywin?
I would say yes. I think it was the only way for me to protect myself. But I was also angry. And so maybe my logic wasn't sound. However, was your intention to put me in prison and execute me?
No.
Was your intention to keep me in prison for the rest of my life?
Until you spoke, yes.
Was the sole reason for that I didn't commit treason?
Yes.
Right. Do you think that's something that the rest of your city would find favorable?
In a time of war, yes. That's why I was elected, wasn't it?
Was it?
I am a wartime leader. I was elected because unlike my predecessors, I do what must be done.
Do you have temporary leaders in times of war, or is it a permanent?
I'm in a position of permanence until the war goes on. As soon as the war ends, I'm sure I will be replaced because my expertise will not be required. I will still be an advisor, but no longer the sole leader of the continent.
And whilst you're on this section, like this planet, there is no wartime leader, which means that technically they'd have to elect someone else. Is that not
Yes,
right?
there are measures to find a replacement.
We have some important matters to discuss then. I hope my letters got to you safely.
Your what?
I'll lead into this by saying,
A few of them did, yes.
under the zone of truth, that I also believe that if you go through with this, it will be destructive for you as well as me. And I've said that under a zone of truth so you can be guaranteed that it's the truth. Now, if you'll listen to my companions, as they also have things to say.
We have some very important matters to discuss about what is happening on the planet that we're not on at the moment. As I've briefly mentioned in the papers that got to you, when we were fighting the golem in an attempt to try and stop this from occurring, it was all done from a group, a family called the Eclax. And I'm not sure if you or any of your other fellow members of the party, or like the jury or whatever it is.
Parliament.
Yeah, that's Parliament, have ever heard of them.
We are aware of the Eclax.
They run under a group cult known as the Order. I'm not sure how well you know of the Order.
For anyone with, let's say a passive insight above 14, we'll say.
Passive insight?
If you've got a passive insight above 14, he does furrow his brows at the name of the Order.
Okay,
I got that.
I don't notice now because my passive insight's 13. One under.
I hit the 14. Perfect.
Yeah, like his eyes furrow a little.
Like he's concerned.
In a state of concern.
Yeah. We have
The Eclax have been a great aid to both our city and the continent in this wartime.
Right.
If what you say is true, this is grave news indeed.
I'm afraid to say that they are the reason why we are on this planet at this very time. And they have always wanted to have that sort of political power that has been taken from them, taken in quotation marks here, from people such as yourself and your predecessors. I believe that...
Do you have any proof of your claims that the
I've
Eclax
heard
are?
word.
Do we not have the papers from their laboratory as well?
Yes.
Yeah, we have a lot of...
The issue is none
no.
of the papers tied to the Eclax. Like it's
Okay.
like unless you get like a handwriting match,
Yeah.
Okay.
nothing tied. Nothing
And do
says
those-
like diary of like.
And just those papers that we stole from the warehouse and lab,
Yeah.
were those just missing kid files, or was that also Transport City files that looked at?
Nemu found some Transport City shit.
Yeah.
Luft found some Transport City shit.
Yeah.
Is there, out of character, is their house in Eris, or is that
It is in
somewhere?
Eris.
It is in
Right.
Eris. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
I can guarantee that from everything that I know that the things that we are presenting you are genuine.
we've been investigating them for a little bit. I am not from Arin, and most of my compatriots here are not from Arin. We've been hired to return a daughter back, and that is all.
How does
until I finish, let's hold all questions till the end, because I don't want my story to keep cutting off and starting and cause a discontinuous timeline. We've had word from sources that the Eclax have been working with the Order for some time, and upon further investigation of their house and the warehouse facilities that they've had in this city, we've come across a lot of information that is tying them to a lot of these towers being built and landlines being put underneath your city in an attempt to move it from X2 to a certain destination, which has been X1. And during our fight, we killed the mother of the family, but whilst we are here, there is still 3 children and a father that is unattended for. And if they are on X2 right now, and with the temporary election happening to become a temporary wartime leader, the fact that they have this like confidence and the ability to bring an entire city back, that sort of word and promise would make them elected very quickly. And I know that they still have that power to bring this city back to X2. And from there, that temporary leadership that they get can turn very permanent. And you and all the power that you have currently is going to be gone. The war with the Ren is something that I see as very small and inconsiderate, because you both are pretty much the same, right? But the Order is kind of this disease that has been festering and manifesting in power and control for some time on X2, and with the Eclax coming into sort of leadership and power, that everything you know is going to be gone into the utter chaos and destruction that the Order bring along with them. I've seen the Order take away people very close to me when I was younger, and I really don't want that to happen to any of you, any of the people that you have in the city, any of the people that exist within X2. They don't deserve that kind of suffering and torment. If you were to put Tywin or any of us into jail, then you're just going to play into their hands, because they have calculated every step of this. They want to take over. If you let this happen, you're just playing into their hands, and you're going to lose everything that you know. And Zorana, Arin, Corona, everything that's on X2 is just going to be destroyed. What I pose to you is, when we get back to X2, whether it's from here, Eris working it out and teleporting yourselves back, or if the Eclax do succeed, you need to celebrate and pose that you were the ones to do it. Because if you let that falter and the Eclax show their confidence and their power that they have, they're going to take over, and all of this is going to be for nothing. All you have planned to do, all you're wanting to do is going to be for nothing. If you can get back and you stay in power, you need to form a truce with Arin, and you need to work together in order to take down the Order. Because the Order is going to come at you, and they're going to come at you hard until everything is gone. Everything.
If you want evidence for anything to do with the plan that they had to move the city, I have blueprints.
We have written records of everything that we have seen.
Sir Alatil, might I add, I'm honored to speak to someone as such a powerful leader as yourself. I am from the planet we're in currently, and I'd like to add that this Order, they are much more powerful here than they are in your home planet. And even compared to that, what we've seen in this city, you may confirm this by putting me under the zone of truth too, but the actions of the Eclax, some examples of this disease, they've spread over I'm sure you've heard about the missing children in your city.
Yes, that is where my initial knowledge of the X came from. I heard that you have turned some missing kids in. That has been passed up through the ranks.
They've turned some missing kids in.
No,
We have.
you guys have.
That was how they know it was.
And then we told
Yes,
them
because
about-
like if it was 1 or 2 kids, Aether probably wouldn't know. But you like return like 20 or something kids.
Good, so the news has gotten to you. Well, so then you would know that this family are tied to these missing children.
we're not your enemies, and we never have been. But we want to make sure that you get back okay.
The reason we are here is because they've kidnapped just another child, which happens to be from Erin, but she wasn't the only one. We've helped save many, and I'm sure there's many more. And the longer we are in this planet, the more reach they, maybe not the Earth flags, but the entire Order itself would have over us. In this planet, the Order has, at least from at least the place I'm from, has control over the entire village. There may be many more places.
What?
Yes. And they are known to take people like they have done
I
in
know
your city.
one thing for sure. There is an element of truth to the words you say, because otherwise you would not be so willing to be under a magical compulsion to tell the truth.
Yes.
I do not know how much is the truth or what specifically is the truth, but this
I can say from my knowledge, everything
Alone.
I heard was true.
I think you misunderstand how Zone of Truth works. If you believe it to be true,
I know, that's why I said from my knowledge.
so while your information and your knowledge is a great step in restoring trust, this does not make up for the actions of Tywin Shoreshot.
It does not, but the point we'd like to make is that I think we have to leave this planet as fast as possible, and I think our group needs Tywin for that.
And if we want to have any sort of chance of taking down the Eclipse and the Order, Tywin knows the cities better than the back of my hand. His skills alone is something that is much greatly needed, and I don't know if half of us would still be here without Tywin.
And I may be from X2 originally, but I only know specific sections. I'm from Corona, so I only know very specific parts, and Tywin's been essentially able to get us through all of it. If we lose someone who is what is effectively our compass now, well, we don't really want to see what's gonna happen to you guys.
And what say you? Any gestures to Torina?
I think that Tywin is a troubled boy, and that
That's one word.
from what he started as, he has progressed most fabulously. Unfortunately, due to my absence and preoccupation, he was allowed to recess somewhat. But I swear, on my, what's the word? On my psychology degree, my credibility as a professional psychologist, I will not allow it to happen again. Tywin's mental health is very important to me, and I think he's fighting the good fight. He just sometimes forgets what for.
And what say you?
I am here not to negotiate, for it is not my design. I am a warrior and a cleric. I understand that Tywin's actions are reprehensible, and indeed it is for that reason we are here to negotiate.
He takes a step aside, and like he takes a step aside into a room further back behind a set of doors. In the meantime, I need everyone who's part of the discussion to roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Yep. Oh, who has advantage because of the things?
Those two have advantage.
Whoa!
And can I use my channel divinity at this time, or?
Sure. You can also have advantage because you're under zone of truth.
Ah, yes.
I like that you're rolling with your hands tied.
I can't help it. Improv training. 14.
24.
18. Yeah. Solomon knows some words.
The big
I
medal was
succeed.
convincing.
Because that was a nat one.
Oh my god.
23. You gotta roll. You get a persuasion check. You do
whoops.
persuasion.
yeah, gotcha. Oh, 70, 80, 90, 20, 20. It's 21.
Damn, this is.
What is your charisma +4 for?
+4.
Plus 5.
Wait, charisma or persuasion?
Persuasion.
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 I was like, charisma
No,
+5.
it's only persuasion.
You have the same persuasion as me?
Yep.
She said
Yep.
Solomon, I can roleplay so well, but you make me roll a dice in charisma, and he's like, it is a flat. Anyway.
Okay.
I'm 12. You
Good
have
rolls.
to say yes.
I have a +8 and I still got single digits.
Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, but that's because you can't roll.
I don't understand.
This is why I gave you the seal of approval.
Like, actually cursed. It's incredible. Is that mage the one that casts the Zone of Truth? The same one that I hit with the hammer?
I hope. Oh god.
Oh my
Jesus.
gosh.
Solomon just sort of gives like an awkward.
he's just like trembling.
How have you been since the hammer incident?
He's like trembling. He's like, fine.
He nods at you and doesn't respond.
Solomon pats his hammer.
And when Luff sees that, she's gonna be like, what did you do?
Still a child. This is a delegation.
Alethal emerges from his quarters maybe 10 minutes later. After much thought,
Is he still standing in the Zone of Truth?
he resumes his place in the zone of truth.
All of us are in the Zone of Truth, from what I understand.
No, only
It's just the
those
two of
two.
us.
No, he
Is it?
didn't request
And we
anyone else
didn't step forward.
Oh, right. Okay.
You can lie from the shadows.
Hello.
He's coming.
Ghost party.
As Alethal walks out, there's some construction work going on.
Yeah.
Higher
They're
floors of the-
taking down the towers right now.
That's the woman's wheelchair trying to go up the stairs.
I see you've met my friend.
Just go.
What, the mother?
Yeah, the
I'm
mother.
coming.
No, that was one of us pushing her down the stairs in the wheelchair.
I'll make sure you need this after you're done.
As she's like tumbling down the thing, that's just what her acting is.
Through a
Alpha
straw for
walks
the
out.
remainder of your day.
After much deliberation, this is my verdict. Given the severity and the threat that the Order poses, and I am no stranger to such a threat, instead of my planned out punishment for Tywin Shoreshot, he will instead be indentured to community service, which will take the form of doing everything in his power to return to the city of Eris, back to X2, and furthermore, everything in his power to resolve the tension between the Order and the fate of our worlds. Because I know that this in and of itself is a life-threatening endeavor. And similar to the sigils placed on your compatriots, one will be placed on you. this sigil will have somewhat of a timer on it. Given the nature of the war, and peace treaties can't be negotiated as quickly as you propose, but you'll be given 1 month to return the city. Of course, we will require that you pass us copies of what you know so that our mages can also get to work on restoring the city. But this rune will track your movements, and if within 4 weeks you cannot return the city, it will unlike your companion's runes, will just transport you back to us instantly. Do you accept?
Can't do this very well handcuffed, but
He gestures to one of his mages and the handcuffs slip off. He outstretches his hand, shakes it, and as you're doing that, one of the spellcasters casts that glyph on your hand, and about a fist-sized glyph shows up on your left hand. Different, like similar coloration, but different sigil itself to the one that showed up on you.
congratulations. You just got yourself the best mercenary in the world.
I merely do not understand why you didn't hire Tywin at first.
You could have saved yourself so much time.
Solomon's been thinking that for a long time.
If
Like,
you say
surely
that-
you would have just made a deal and
Yeah.
Tywin would have accepted knowing Tywin.
If you say that out loud, Luft goes.
Solomon definitely says that out loud.
This is the cheapest way to go about things. I don't need to paint this way.
As for the lot of you,
She's just sniffing.
keep an eye on them.
Understood.
Yeah, I think we will do.
Let's get going then.
Have you any more
Is
to
this
say?
glyph visible at all times?
Yes.
It will. Yeah, I'd imagine it's
What
glowing.
does it look like?
Does it glow?
So
Sticky notes, I haven't had them today.
it vaguely looks like it vaguely looks like an archway. Yeah, sure, I'll roll it.
Yes, please. That'd be good. Actually, fuck you doing? Draw it on my arm.
We're gonna be,
Oh yeah!
we're gonna be in character at all times.
Actually, what are you doing? Get the branding iron out.
Weak sauce here, guys. There's a tattoo parlor just around the corner.
Yeah, legit. Look, honestly, you can go to Tattoo Asylum in the city right now.
Oh, yeah. Let's just quickly go down to Jaime.
Yeah, let's go right now, Jordan. Get exactly what Thea has got put on your hand.
It's like a little shaky.
Can you do it with magic instead of ink as well?
Yeah.
Just like
Do you
checking.
reckon y'all could like make it float somehow?
Sigmund's
Yeah,
gonna see it and be like,
I was going to give it to him.
Like, what the fresh hell is this?
Jordan
yeah,
did.
yeah.
what is it?
Tatted up.
Let's see if I can get this onto the.
Tywin's finally tatted up. Getting.
The intent is for like an archway.
Yeah.
And then in the center there's like this cross with a circle around it.
Angry's cross. Yep. Cool. XOR.
Am I thinking of like, so just like a cross?
No, like a plus and then an X.
Like a wafer.
So like, just
Yeah, I was like, what?
He's got an arm, man. Just look at it.
Oh, yes.
but done much nicer.
The cut up.
And so
yes.
it glows very faintly, like a reddish orange, like a fiery glow to it. And it doesn't hurt, but it's ever present.
Pretty nightlight.
Get the tap man to get this one done.
If we get any information on the way that might be of use to getting back this city to X2, I will write you a letter and I'll send it through like I did to the letters before.
Noted.
Indeed, if you would allow me, I may also contact you through my magic, should you permit it.
Contact one of my archmages.
Indeed.
Speaking of, and he gestures to Archmage, send a message to Theodore.
Oh. Sorry.
You just hear that high pitched squeak from
Yeah,
Sharon.
much
It's like,
useless.
If it helps. Like I said, I do still have the blueprints of what it is that they.
One of our mages will take copies of all of the notes you have.
Okay. Alright.
So I assume on an individual basis, you can tell me. I assume you just give them all the information, like copies
Yeah.
of it.
We need to pass off all the info that you
Yeah.
had, all the info that you had. We need to
Specifically, I want to pass on. Do you remember it was like sessions back when I got
The room behind the. Is this a different one?
Well, I'm going to let them know
just
about the
Cedric's shit.
weaponry. I am definitely going to let them know about the weaponry, but I specifically want to talk about the fact that not only are the Eklak children also, I have found evidence of the Eklak children starting to learn how to do some sort of dimension shift because they've been doing things that strongly hint towards it. But I also...
We have some records of the various magical powers that the children possess that you returned.
Okay. Because I also figured out...
They have been returned to their family or foster care and the like.
Okay.
And the ones that were not from from our city have been placed in orphanages for the time being.
Okay.
Until we can resolve the situation of us being literally on a different planet. There's not much we can do there.
Yeah, because I did figure out my I did figure out how they were going to do it and everything that is necessary for doing it. So that should all be on there as well.
So I assume all of you just pass along any information.
Yeah, we all just
we
talk.
also
You
put
put him
him
a lab coat that that came from.
Can we also put him onto the law officials that we talk to regarding the kids, so they can back us up?
Yeah. They've already. That's how Aleph knows about it because that's how Aleph knows about you guys.
Yeah,
because when you returned the kids, he was made aware that there are people from
Someone doing shit.
Yeah. Anyway, go do what you must.
For what it's worth, sorry for everything.
You're in the zone of
And,
truth.
As he makes a crossbow appear.
and don't worry,
You've activated my trap card.
don't worry. I know you can trust me because you've literally magically inclined me to do what you want. But I tell you, even if this wasn't here, I follow through on my contracts.
I'm sure you did, Mr. Shawshank. Anyway,
We've
with
got somewhere to go now.
with due respect, yes, I was going to say, get out of my chambers.
I really wanted to ask him while I was in the zone of truth. So what's the whole thing with the war? Like, what are you doing?
No time.
No, let's
You guys
go.
already know.
It's not a
Ticking time bomb now, literal.
Everyone got a whole bunch of power because their city was
Oh, yeah, that's it, 'cause
originally
they're better
there,
than
and
them.
then they went boop,
Yeah, God.
and so then it was like, whoa.
Literally just
How we fly now.
hose mad that they
We
can
must
fly.
still remain superior here in Zorana, and Arin's like, fuck you, bitch.
Damn, that's a long way down. Okay, thank you. I remember now.
Yes. It's essentially like a thing of
They started the war. Yeah.
it's essentially a thing of, hey, that's like a sizable chunk of land that we want back.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we've just established our own
Yeah, well, this
city
is,
here.
we're declaring independence. You can't just say you're independent. I didn't say it. I declared it.
I'm floating. It seems like both sides.
Come on, guys, we need to get back to Rooster and the
Yes,
others.
please. Let's
Yep,
go.
let's go. Let's go time.
Let's say that name in the stream.
I will. As we're walking out, I'll grab my sword back and my stuff back. From
Solomon hands it back to Trey.
Back would be nice.
He also hands it back to Califul. He was. I don't know why Solomon was holding all the gold. Like he came in like a fucking armory, just clanking.
Hello,
I am
yes.
the weapon.
'Cause- yeah.
And so are these.
As you guys exit, you see Aleph like exhale like deeply and take a seat, and he just sits there.
You're trying, bitches. You hear that?
Do you still have paint?
Yep,
Can I just like borrow it for 1 second?
absolutely.
Yeah, sweet. I'm gonna.
Splashes into Tyler's face.
I'm just gonna quickly.
Gets like a finger paint and writes dunce on your head.
I wish. I'm going up to the golem and I'm drawing the Kanos symbol on it. Just to make sure that I have that still, and I just quickly pass that back to you.
The golem in the center of the city.
Yep.
Are we near Target?
Yep.
I didn't know. Some
You
street
passed
punks.
through it. You passed through it.
Tarina just does in big graffiti writing Tarina.
Kanos needs. You need to keep an eye on that one, and I'll just keep heading my way back to the ship.
I'll get Calliope to let Nemu and Sigmund know that Tywin freed somehow, sort of.
Fish.
We're coming back.
Wonderful.
And then we just go.
Well, no,
"Oh,
but you get an image of Tywin's face, then you get then image of fish, then you get then you get an image of like broken handcuffs, then you get an image of fish.
Wonderful.
Oh, thank
Tywin
goodness.
has escaped with the help of a fish. We must thank this fish.
Right.
He's done it. He's won.
Rusa, good news. Tywin's okay.
Sigmund won.
Meanwhile, Rusa's grabbed like a pillow and has been screaming "sexist" into it like over and over again. It's like
Sexist?
sexist.
Sex.
The god
Oh,
of
the
sex.
god!
This
The
is my god.
I gently shake Rusa's shoulder. Rusa, I got good news about Tywin. He's okay. He's been freed.
Her praying helped.
That's
You're
that's
praying
not
to
good.
the
This is
gods.
Xerxes' will.
Yes, very much so. Finally, now we can get out of here and get back to business.
Yes.
Anyway,
Should we take a break there? Right before we all get back together? Awesome. Well, we will see you guys in a second. Goodbye.
Next episode of
Welcome back. I'm having a birthday Kit Kat.
Goddamn right.
Chicken has inspiration.
We all properly celebrated during the break.
Naturally.
Yes.
Down the
We
whole
ate
Woolies
cake,
mud
we
cake.
ate Kit
We
Kats.
did. We had a good mud cake.
I really need to talk to Theodore. I haven't used these sending stones in like 4 days. His daughter could be dead. We'll get there.
When Alethyl messages Theodore, he's like, by the way, where's Solomon?
It's like, have you seen like a robot boy really big recently? Kind of got my kid.
And he's just like, oh.
So, we resume with you having just been walked out of the administrative offices of Ares.
Absolved of all guilt.
Yep.
When you put it like that, we did get out pretty good.
We did.
really did.
We got out astoundingly better than I was expecting. Yep, astoundingly.
As always, Solomon will just walk over and hold Tywin's hand.
Oh,
as always, as he always does.
And cast Identify.
Oh,
So yeah, that's the point. So Solomon just walks
For a
over
few
next to
seconds,
Tywin.
Tywin's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just like in a very awkward manner, just grabs you like on the forearm like that. Just walking along next to you.
oh, wait, no. In that case,
Hey!
wait, Sol, you're doing
This
it wrong.
is not
you gotta,
you, Tywin. You are aware.
Solomon,
Where a fucking what? What are you doing?
you're doing it. Stop. Oh my god.
Turns your hand over and his hand's glowing. What do you think I'm doing?
Right. This is like magic shit. What are you doing with that?
Indeed.
Can Solomon wink, or do you just sort of cover one eye and then
Solomon.
It's like
Solomon has the lights go out in one eye. And
No, he can't do that. He can't do that. Like he can blink, like probably can go flick, flick, but that's about it, and that would be really hard. It's not what he was made to do. What to do? I cast Identify.
Teleport.
Oh, just teleport. Okay.
Just teleport.
While you're casting it, Luff's gonna be like,
Teleport.
"Well, just interlace your fingers next time because that's the comfier way to like hold a hand." I'm going.
Solomon
she walks off.
Indeed. Disregards advice on how to hold hands.
Hold a hand.
So,
He's held hands before. They weren't attached to anyone. Jesus.
while we're going back, I know this is very unlikely for this to happen, but just so that we have this covered, if we were to save this city, but they didn't take this off in time, would I not just teleport to X1 in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, probably.
No, you teleport to him. It's to them.
Is it to them? Okay, so it's not to their location.
It's not location bound.
Okay.
It's person
Alright.
bound.
Just
It
making
is
sure.
to him.
I wanted to make sure that we didn't
It
save the
must
city
be.
and then poof, I disappear.
And then you're
Must
like,
be on the
whoa.
same plane of existence.
That's true as well. We found out that it's not on the same plane. So,
No,
alright.
you won't suffocate in the vastness of space.
Okay. Alright, good to know. Let's go back to the
From
ship.
my knowledge of the spell, there is also a very small chance you are lost forever.
Sorry?
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Never mind. You could definitely get lost in the vastness of space.
I mean, if the spell goes off, it doesn't matter what happens to me. I'm going back to their prison, or I'm going out into the vastness of space.
I was just gonna
I
say
don't
you
care.
could steal the Eklak's really cool suit when we dismantle them, but you can do that too. That's like totally fine. It's up to you. I mean,
It could be far worse, Tywin. You could conceivably wind up anywhere on the planet.
We'll see. Let's hope it doesn't get to that.
because we will steal the Eklak suit and like use it because it's really cool and
Indeed.
I'm sure it won't.
really
Tywin.
sick.
I'm sure you'll pull through and be the hero you always wanted to be.
Yeah, don't worry. I complete my contracts. It's all good. Let's go back to the ship.
All that stuff about you not being a contract killer anymore.
Let's go back to the
Hold
ship.
Speaking
true
of-
still?
Let's go
Wolf
back to
does
the ship.
walk back holding hands with Trey though.
Speaking of Tywin, Solomon just goes.
Yes!
Yeah, just like,
Fuck!
You told us it was self-defense, you moron!
Fuck yeah.
I wasn't exactly.
I argued your case. I put my honor on the line and you lied to us.
wait,
I wasn't exactly lying.
I wasn't exactly lying. The words of a liar, if ever I have heard them. Do not try and mince words with me. I was not made for it.
what do you mean you lied?
Solomon, I said that I thought I was going to die. Many times. And I did. You heard me under the Zone of Truth say I thought he was going to execute me.
The Zone of Truth compels you on what you believe to be true, yes?
Exactly, yes.
We established, thank you very much.
Yes.
We established that you attempted to end his life preemptively.
Yes.
That is not in my definition nor anyone's self-defense, Tywin. I will not speak more of it.
Okay, so we're done with this conversation?
It is just a mark on your ledger. Thank you very much.
Let's get back to the ship. I have stuff I want to say to everyone.
Indeed.
So
You return to the ship without incident.
Nemu immediately just
They've just been stocking up for presumably a journey of mostly undetermined length.
Solomon would like to find the captain, whoever it is we
I
hired.
know who you're electing as the captain.
No, who did we? No, I mean the guy that we hired it from.
Oh, the Fallen. Yeah.
And what was his name again? I've written it down.
Did he give you a name?
He did.
No, he didn't.
We had it. We did. We have a name.
So
The guy that we hired it from was it Hendrik?
no,
that was the one you killed.
my stuff.
No, I only have.
I don't think I gave you.
He
a name.
did. He gave us a name because he had a wife,
before
and they worked together on this thing, and he and his wife did this thing. It was a dwarf.
But before you do that, I want to just do a quick flavor thing of like Nemu kind of assumes that you guys will be returning, so she's constantly like peering out, and as soon as she sees you guys, she goes, "Oh, thank goodness! I want to assume that everything went okay now that you're all here."
All things considered, yeah, kinda.
Oh, thank God! And she gives you like, not like a close hug, but she gives you like a "you're okay" hug. She's like, "Oh, thank goodness."
So everyone, I want to say something, so just let me say it. So, I know that, that what I said wasn't exactly as it happened. And honestly, the reason I did it was because I thought you guys were going to kill me on the spot, and I wanted my chance to be able to say my case in its entirety.
You don't trust us at all?
I do trust you guys. I trust that you guys have strong morals.
But you just said you think we would kill you.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I stood on the airship and took your side.
I know, but you only took my side after I opened myself up to you and was vulnerable.
What
At
absolute
what
bullshit
point?
is that?
Listen,
At what point did I ever try and do anything? I heard what Nemu said, and I didn't immediately do anything.
listen to me. So, what was true is I believed that what I did was what I needed to do to stay alive. In my mind, that is self-defense. I understand that for not everyone, that's true. I also was not lying, and I promise you this, I wish the Zone of Truth was here for me here, but I promise to you that what I said to you, Nemu, every single word of that was true. And from here on out, I am not only indebted to each and every one of you, and not only indebted to this contract that has been written on my arm, but I am indebted to all of your morals as well. And that is something that's not going to go away. And so even though I am a mercenary now for this government and must do what they have ordered me to do, by my profession, I am retiring as an assassin, and I will no longer be carrying out contracts for money on top of, except for this one that is going to keep me alive. So in extension to that, after we are all done here, and we fulfilled all of this, I would like to stay with you guys, and I would like to retire from the Assassin's Guild. The problem with that is I might lose some contacts in the process, but that's a small price to pay. I also, it's going to be difficult and a bit of an adjustment, but I would like to not use the name Shurshad anymore. So, from now on, Shurshad was my assassin name, and I want to cut ties with that part of my life. So from now on, I'm just Tywin Lexton. And I don't want to stick to that and get used to that again. I don't want to do this again. I don't want to put you guys in this danger again. I don't want to lie to you guys again. And I heard what you said, Nemu. I never before now thought that being an assassin was wrong. I mean, I was a weapon, right? I was like a kitchen knife, you know? What the people do with the kitchen knife is not up to the will of the knife. And some people use a kitchen knife to make amazing things that help a lot of people, and some people use it for bad things. I think in my time as an assassin, I've probably saved a lot of people with some of the contracts, but in my time as an assassin, I've probably ended a lot of good lives as well. I never stopped to think about that and distinguish between those two. I don't think what I'm doing right now will make a positive moral impact on the world. But at the very least, hopefully it'll make a positive moral impact on your lives. And that is all I care about right now. So, I also want to say that I wish Niavara was here right now. And I think maybe if I had this realization earlier, Niavara would have been right here in this ship. I also want to say that I think I thought out of everyone that Trey would never forgive me. And I think I didn't expect Trey to be leading my case of defense. And I think without Trey, I would definitely be down there rotting in a cell right now. So, if it was a few days ago, and we were getting on the ship and getting out of the city and none of this ever happened, I would be marching up to the guy who owns the ship right now and asking for the keys and be leading this charge myself. But I don't think I can do that. So obviously she can say no, but I would just like to put my name forward that I want Trey to be the captain of this ship.
Oh
no.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Niavara is screaming.
agreed.
I'd agree.
Well, I mean, I was seeing myself more as a navigator on this ship, but if no one else...
There isn't a specific navigator role.
Yeah. I'm good at remembering maps and stuff, I guess, but...
The one thing that the captain needs is the trust of each and every one of their crewmates. And I don't think there's anyone here who doesn't trust you, Trey. And so I know the captain can't be me, but I think it can be you.
I mean, how does everyone else feel about that?
I agree.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm
You show-
definitely
You
yes.
show admirable
I put
leadership.
my hand on her shoulder and Maya would pin a captain's hat on her head.
Please start ruining the flowers, please.
It's okay, it's fake.
Okay, make it out of flowers.
Okay, it's a captain's hat of flowers.
Again, this is all within the realm of imagination.
Solomon merely says, I will follow you.
Okay, so
The giraffe jumps on Sigmund's head and salutes.
He
Yay!
turns to Tywin and yet again kind of like does this. She goes,
Okay.
well, not that, maybe not like
All right.
that. Gently hold. Tywin,
okay.
perhaps my words may have been harsh, but the path, the life journey that people take, the paths that they choose to make, it's all a part of them. So perhaps your morality won't be a world-saving, but the best place to start is always with yourself. And maybe we don't have to do it for the world. Sometimes just for us is all we need. Do not think too lowly of yourself. You are still admirable. You are still what you do, what you've done for us or for them is still very admirable and very. I'm trying to think of a word as a player. Very good. Do not think too much. Do not think too lowly of yourself, Tywin. Let this journey be one you want to take, not one you feel like you have to.
Your words are very, very kind, Nemo, and this is what I want. Because I think over these past few weeks, the only thing I've been thinking about is getting Rusa back and seeing Sasha again. And if those are the only two things I'm thinking about, the rest of it didn't really matter, did it? So I'm gonna focus my life around those goals.
Nemi smiles and she goes, Sasha's lucky to have such a wonderful dad.
That means a lot, Nemo. Thank
But
you.
maybe it's especially sensitive near our own.
Okay. Who would like to take the role of first mate?
That's up to the captain.
Oh no.
Captain, you get to choose your first mate.
I'm donating my
What's
inspiration.
this?
Inspiration.
Chicken is going to be
I'm
first
donating
mate.
mine.
Chicken's first. Yeah.
All of you.
Is that
fair enough, that's valid.
What's the first mate's responsibilities? What do they have to do?
First,
Please, can I know what
okay, so
roles and stuff are?
captain's fairly obvious. You make the main calls. You decide where we're going, what our plan of attack is. Are we attacking something? Are we
Pretty sure
holding?
first mate's the executive.
First mate is like
they-
let's say you are busy with something.
First
Vice
mate.
president.
Yeah, vice president. You could also elect one of the crewmates there, providing you as first mate, so that if you guys are off somewhere, they could take over.
Don't do that.
I don't know any of them. I'm not
You realise that means
someone
that
here.
chicken can can order to fire at will. Just crossbow bolts.
Chicken knows anything
Okay.
better than I do, so
So, are you electing Chicken as first mate?
I'm gonna.
He does have an intelligence of 19.
I know he does, and that's why I'm saying.
These guys didn't give him a chicken brain. Fire at will.
The
Okay.
chicken brain shipment.
So, who will be first mate? You guys can elect amongst yourselves, or you can get Trey to decide.
I think Trey should decide. The captain.
Let's
I think
put
the
some
captain
responsibility on
I
you.
know.
as a captain.
I know. I know it's responsibility for Olivia.
Pain.
But Tywin thinks it.
If you're looking for a
Captain
true
should choose
member, I feel like either Solomon or Callie.
Yeah. I think Callie would be a good.
Can you explain the difference you
second mate.
envision
The
between
first
the
mate.
first mate and the quartermaster and
Oh,
those?
because
the
I don't have the paper on me.
Quartermaster's
Does that have
like-
weapons
Oh,
on it?
Quartermaster's weapons and
It doesn't
everything,
have
which is probably a very good.
Quartermaster is like basically like the stock take man.
Yeah.
He did. They're in.
Weapons,
So
supplies,
quartermaster will look at supplies. They will basically be like, hey, we need to buy a week's worth of food. Let's go do that.
For proper
Maybe chicken
full
should be
on
called
definition,
I think so.
a regimental officer
Chicken.
usually
Fishing grain.
for proper definition from the dictionary, a regimental officer usually commissioned from the ranks responsible for administering barracks, laying out camp, and looking after
Is that
supplies.
quartermaster?
That's quartermaster.
And for reference, the bosun.
Is basically the ship's mechanic.
I was going to say the.
And also, in terms of naval context, a naval petty officer with particular responsibility for steering and signals.
Because this one is. This is the difference between the bosun and the quartermaster, which suggests. Sorry, and the bosun and the first mate, which suggests the first mate generally has twice as much experience as the bosun and is higher up. Otherwise, they're simple.
They have
I know
a
Luft was vying to go for
pseudo-responsibility
bosun. Is that still something you want to do?
Because she's, well, yeah,
You'll
because
basically be
she's,
the ship's mechanic.
Yeah.
The person the crew report to if like there's mishaps on
if
the
there's
ship.
something wrong. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, is everyone happy with Luft on that roll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so that's Luft on that roll. Who would like to be first mate? We still need to decide that one.
I feel like
Is it BOSMAN?
It would be BOSUN.
Bosun. Yeah, that's right, Bosun.
Callie. You know X1 better than I do, so.
That's still very little.
But it's more than any of us, maybe other than Nemu.
I think that's a good choice.
What do I even do?
You're basically the second in command.
You're the
Yeah.
lieutenant.
Yeah.
Lieutenant to the captain.
If Trey is down in combat, you automatically assume like shot calling position on the ship. And you also have a bunch of special actions that are listed at the bottom of the page.
Yeah.
So that looks like Captain Trey first mate Calico.
Callie, just so you know, if I was captain a few days ago and I took the role of captain, I was gonna make you my first mate.
See, you were
Why?
going for the role.
Because I trust you.
See, going for
I
the
don't
role.
trust me.
What about
Sometimes you
Tarina
need other
then?
people to trust you.
Guys, what about Tarina? Do you think Tarina would be a good first mate?
No.
Believe it or not.
I nominate Tarina as our quartermaster.
Tarina could be a
Certainly
quartermaster.
manage that.
I'm okay with Tarina as a quartermaster.
My specialty being human resources and
Indeed.
All I ask
other
is
things,
top
keeping
priority.
folk happy and all that.
Grain.
All I ask is top priority of the finest chicken grain and fish.
Well, of course that can be arranged.
Because
Okay,
if
so
they're
we're
not
putting Trina's
prioritized,
quote.
then we're done.
They will start a mutiny if they're not prioritized.
And who wants to go for the position of medic?
I will.
That's a move.
I've
in the
got
movie.
quite a few.
Yeah, Nemo can do that.
I got a few healing spells.
What is your medicine skill? Oh, you have proficiency. Excellent.
Yeah,
Very cool.
+6. Thailand.
Hmm?
How good are you at navigating things?
That's a good question. Let me try to remember. I'll go into my mind palace and think about this.
Sherlock.
Stands in a corner for like a little bit.
Not amazing. I'm a city person. I'm good when I'm in a city, but when you get out of a city, I get kind of lost.
Crap,
sometimes.
I'm the cartographer.
Once I have a map, I
Yeah.
can see it, like I can remember it.
Like
That's-
the two of you could double, like work
that's what
together
I'm
as,
saying, like-
on the role of the navigator.
Okay.
There is no like official navigator role.
Okay.
The ones that need to be filled are on this sheet. The other ones you could just make up. Like you say you want a navigator, you could work together on navigation.
Right.
Look, the important thing that I can contribute is there's just basically giant fucking crossbows on the deck.
Yeah.
I'd be good at using
I
those.
think
Like a defense role? Like defense?
Isn't that a
Yeah, you could be like the ship's gunner.
Yeah, I can do that.
As the paper also describes, you have 15 crewmates. Of course, they will fill out various like maintenance stuff, and shit like that. You've got that includes like cooks and stuff like all of the mundane things. You still need to pay the rest of the 1,500.
Solomon?
Yeah,
So
I was
we
waiting till
hadn't done it. I was going to say
figured out.
someone recommended we do it before we left, but I was just checking my character sheet and I haven't got it in me anymore, so I thought I'd done it.
No.
No,
But-
you've still got it.
You
though.
You
That
still
was-
got it in your piggy bank.
That was what I thought. So Solomon, that bit where I was asking for the not the captains, but like
The foreman.
Yeah,
the
I want to
yeah.
work out the roles.
Solomon, it appears I am required, and he just stands in front of him like jiggling like a coin machine for a minute, and it's just like, what
It's
the
like a piggy
fuck are you
bank
doing? And he's just, and just this gold pours out the side of him. This is for you.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh.
This is a nice little neatly rolled
that's
out
not.
quarter.
Is that where you? Oh.
He just walks away, grabs a shovel, and starts shoveling the gold onto like a scale.
No, he's got it in like this thing. Just
Well, this will suffice with our predetermined agreements.
indeed.
Also, the role is literally a gunner, so that's an actual militant position. So a gunner
Sure, we
is
can-
what
I can
your
on the sheet
actual
add a role of
position
gunner.
would be.
I'll be a gunner.
Usually, they control specific, the gunner is the leader of a specific
As I
group
say,
with
you're-
artillery,
yeah.
but it can be applied to, and it was specifically for ships. So
As
overall,
we go on, and I did
yeah.
find out like what sort of playstyle you want to go for with the ship, I'll add more special actions to the ship for the specific
Ramming
roles.
speed.
You could if you had enough money, you could get a battering ram installed.
You get a ram. They're heavy.
roles can the ship have? So I don't want Solomon to not have a role.
Solomon is.
I mean,
he hasn't put himself forward to lead. If you want to put him in a role, then he would probably accept it. That's for sure. That being said,
yeah, we can
Tarina,
with the role for Solomon.
Paperweight.
I seek your counsel. May we have a minute?
But of course, Solomon.
I'm pretty sure
Never let it be known that I wouldn't spare a moment for my favorite Paylor.
I'd like to
It's like
step
a
aside.
shoulder
Tarina.
angel and a shoulder
Chosen,
devil.
yes.
These guys,
I'm concerned, Tarina.
What's wrong?
Mere minutes ago, there was a speech given saying that with all of us here, we entirely trust Trey and her captainship. But indeed, I find that my innocence and ignorance is continually taken advantage of.
Well, what do you mean, Solomon?
Not only has Tywin shown his true colors, but I am to be told that Trey is a killer on the run, and I fear that I have once again misjudged my companions. Early in my life, I was taken advantage of, used as a machine, purely because I could not see it. Now I fear I have once again been too trusting of those for whom I work. I fear.
Well, Solomon, you have changed, have you not?
I have.
Do you think that these other people also have the capacity to change?
I should certainly hope so, and I will not let their souls be forfeit for their actions of the past, if the actions of their future may redeem them.
Well,
But-
perhaps we can encourage further change. Drive them towards the most righteous of paths.
It is indeed my mission. I merely wish to voice my concerns that I no longer fully trust my companions, Tarina. And truly it seems you and I are two of the only truly good members of this party.
I'm honored that you think that.
I am
And
glad
I
to have
believe
your
that,
counsel.
most truly, together we can help these poor lost souls to find the right path
Indeed.
in Paylor's light.
In Paylor's light.
Yeah, in Paylor's light, dude.
You are a noble woman, Tarina.
I do try my best.
You do
Am I?
notice that, like, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Midway
it's-
through
Am
this,
I chocolate?
midway through this conversation, Solomon's talking to you, and then he just stops. Like, he's mid-sentence, and then, like, 5 minutes later, he just resumes talking, like, where he left off, verbatim.
Solid, and like he suddenly realizes that you're having a cup of tea and just sort of passes it off. Like, how did she just manifest? Oh, it's her magic. I understand. Thank you. Thank you. I will return.
Yeah, it's like, in Paylor's light.
But 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
stuttering. There's one other thing I'd like to do as well, but we'll see. We'll get to that in a second.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys want to nominate Solomon for a role, I'm just looking at some...
And no, I was gonna say another maintenance role, maybe like assistant or stuff, maybe look.
Cook.
Because Luft
Light, and it's just like a bunch
Deckhand,
of oil
helmsman.
and
What was
gears
that?
and stuff.
I drink
Look at
like a whole thing of top, like
Actually,
feeding
a helmsman might.
I can't steal. I'm a master of the arms. That's what- I
No,
can't shoot
but
either.
there is more than steering that comes under being a helmsman.
Well, you guys think of that. In the meantime,
I'm happy to help lead the crew in any way, shape, or form.
morale officer.
Also, the biggest thing
Religious
is
authority.
that you're very loud.
I am
if
very
you
loud.
yell, so a helmsman needs to like
Yeah, I can.
execute
You
orders.
can
Yeah.
be up here.
Who else has got thaumaturgy? You do.
Nemu.
Nemu does. Okay.
Yeah.
You could be the lookout. You could just be like, no, this ahead.
Yeah, Solomon's just the lighthouse on the prow of the ship. He stands out there just with his scanning the
Yeah,
darkness.
Trey's like, we're about to hit an
Fair.
iceberg.
As
Solomon,
Quartermaster,
and
can I
he's
get
like,
something of an inventory of the ship?
Someone to get in.
Can I get a inventory of the ship?
I can give you a rough inventory. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. As
They have
cool as
they
that
have
is.
about 2 weeks worth of food. They have about 100 like ballista bolts. They have enough fuel to power a 2-week flight. You will need to find a refueling, like somewhere to refuel.
So 2 weeks of flight.
What do they refuel with?
Aether.
We can do that. We can just.
Yeah.
We can buy Aether just like that.
No, I don't think it's that simple. From
So being So being next to a sizable fragment of the shard, will we just recharge the ship automatically?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or like over time, not automatically, over time. Or you can like
It's like
basically go like
energy.
I see. Kind of cool.
That's why I was hoping I could make an Aether weapon, because it would be just basically like an energy weapon, essentially.
Oh, I think I asked this last time, but that one part that I scavenged for Luft, was that anything interesting, or was it like a pipe?
Just a
did we talk
casual.
about that?
No, we didn't.
No, we did
No,
not.
we didn't. Sorry, my bad.
Just so I don't forget.
I do have a small vial of Aether for you. So.
Oh, that's correct.
Oh, what? Oh, jeez. Yeah, right.
Okay, so let me have a look at your character sheet. Really loved. But to answer your question, nothing out of the ordinary. Just like basic provisions for a 2-week flight.
Yeah. In that case, I'll probably go about the crew building sort of trust in me by like
Not only am I going to be this
being able to
guy,
provide
I'm
sort of
Manicures?
like personal requests and manicures.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, we
Gotta keep your nails fresh,
Oh my
dude.
God, weekly we have to have
Just
like,
roll a general like
a
charisma
crew
check.
party.
Yeah.
And we have like a spa day.
Salon
and
day.
We have,
Yeah.
That's a natural 2. So 10.
Christ.
A 10 is a good start.
Hi, Solomon.
Hello. How was things?
Not good.
There can be better in time.
Also, there was a conversation
faith.
that I
It's
wanted
just,
to
yeah,
have
going around the
at
ship
some
going.
point.
You're still missing an arm. We can fix that.
As quartermaster, I
Yeah, I
wanna
really am
prepare
still missing an
and
arm.
provide anything that you crew people might enjoy to make this trip as pleasant and not awful as humanely possible. I want everyone to be comfortable and as happy as we can manage. If there's any personal fetters we can get on board, I'll do my best to arrange it.
Much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. So to answer your question about the part that, also you're missing the stuff that you found recently. Your character sheet's missing it. Yeah, it's not on your like the previous things that we found.
Oh, what?
They're not on there.
Did you add
Oh, I know what I did.
What did you
I
do?
wrote it down in my notes and forgot to translate it into my character sheet.
That's so good. Well, okay.
Have you lost the notes?
I've got the no. They're all in my like.
Oh,
yellow.
you do have the. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Let me just quickly do something.
One that I know I definitely have on me is the
vials of Aether.
Yes,
Yeah. So since Caliph 21, you just have 3 vials of Aether now.
vials of Aether,
So you've got
and
some-
I've got the what's it called?
Centrifuge.
Yes, I've got the centrifuge. as
So
well.
you know, yeah, and now you have this extra part. What you found is basically roughly about this large in size, like this box in size. It basically looks like a battery.
Okay.
So you just write that down, and we can transfer it to your sheet later. Message me about it, and we can do it together later.
Yeah.
So that's what Solomon's found you.
Oh, awesome.
So I've also renamed the
2d6 damage.
Huh?
Sorry, yeah.
So yeah, you've got 3 vials of Aether thanks to Calico now.
Yeah.
And that Aether battery.
Yeah, right.
Aether battery, yeah, kind of cool. Why didn't you put the vials in the centrifuge? That's what.
Because there's already Aether that's separated in it.
What if you put a vial in a centrifuge? That's all I'm saying. That's what I would. If you had a vial of blood, I'd put it in a centrifuge.
Oh yeah, but no, that's what I mean. There is Aether
There's
in
already
that.
Aether in there.
There's already Aether in that centrifuge. Yeah.
We don't understand what it does yet, do we?
She does.
Oh, she knows what it does.
Yeah.
It's basically a filtration system. It separates out the Aether from the non-Aether.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if we get
If
impurity,
you shake it, if you like similar like if you
Yeah.
rotate it fast enough, it will separate out the fluids versus the precipitate.
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
To bring in some science words.
There was an interaction that I did want to happen as well.
By all means.
So, Luft goes to Trey, and she's basically she's not looking her in the eyes. She's just sort of like she is fiddling with the centrifuge as well, and like the 3 vials, and she's looking at the battery. She's not really looking at you when she says stuff. So she's just sort of like gotta. And she says, I don't want you to think that it wasn't like I didn't believe you. I'm just, that's not what it was. I just didn't want, you know, time and because that would have been really
Look,
weird.
It's,
like,
it's fine.
and
Look, hey, I understand, right? You
Yeah.
don't just take one person's side just from their word alone. I get you need all the information.
yeah, look, I set out from my clan at the behest of my mentor.
Yeah.
We didn't have a super amazing conversation before I left, but I haven't really had many people who I would honestly consider, you know, to be anywhere near as close, you know, as things with we didn't really have, you know, the clan. I don't know, when like I looked after the kids and everything, but I was also looked after, you know, to a degree, but, you know, Rhea wants me to look after myself, and it's all a lot, and it's just, what I'm trying to say is that I don't want people to leave, because I was alone for quite a while, and I don't really want people to go. And I'm kind of scared.
That's a very valid concern.
So I was just worried that, you know, I don't want you to think that I'm not, you know, that I don't believe you. It's just that yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, we've learned a lot of things about a lot of things recently.
Yeah.
I know traveling alone is not fun. Trust me, I get it. I mean, I haven't really had a home.
Yeah. Well, that's, you know, that's another thing. It's like, you know, it sounded pretty similar to things that I've sort of had. Not the whole thing, you know, I haven't, like, it's not the same as, you know, obviously everything.
Yeah.
But,
The world can be very scary when you're on one zone.
yeah.
But I only planned to go in if it was the worst case scenario. And I wanted to plan for that ahead of time.
Yeah, that's fair. Kind of was. It didn't really get much, you know.
Luft, I'm not gonna leave you.
Well, I mean, it's not like
Look.
you have to.
I promise I'm not going to leave you behind.
Does she just keeps nodding, but you can see she's like fiddling with stuff more and more.
Trey just kind of puts her hand on Luft's head a little bit and she pulls out a flower that she's kept in her bag and just puts it behind her ear and you should just rest a little bit. You've had quite a big couple of days, and we got to try and work out what to do with the lack of arm.
Oh yeah, that too. And then she just sort of, she's like, yeah, I think I've got plans. I just got to figure out how to not get my face eaten off too.
I mean, that definitely is not going to happen as long as we're all around, so.
Yeah, I mean, I hope
Have you
not.
talked to Solomon about that yet?
No, admittedly I haven't. I should. That's a good idea.
You're welcome.
That's a really good idea. Again, she just sort of like.
If you want, I can contact your dogs again.
I'm good. I think we should.
Yeah, Callie just turns and I can do that if you like.
I think it
I
was.
thought so, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I hope everyone is okay.
Yeah, I mean, me too. And it's a lot, because I mean, like, yeah, I was pretty, of course I was kind of angry about lying and stuff, but like, this
I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah. But I know people have their reasons too. I'm just, it's a lot.
But hey, not like I'm gonna say I told you so, but I did tell you that he wasn't telling the truth. I mean, with that, Trey's just gonna walk out. Yeah. I'm just walking straight out onto the.
You're such a good captain.
I still don't know how I got captaincy, to be honest, but
I could crash this whole ship.
I don't care. I told you so.
Solomon!
Solomon's not there to be found. Have you returned to your quarters yet to get your stuff back?
Robot? No, but she's just
Yes, I've got my.
No, she's going past. And if you're going past Luft as well at any point, you just hear her going, Solomon!
You find Solomon in your quarters waiting for you.
So y'all can just hear her like yelling for Solomon.
He's currently standing facing away from you, holding your crossbow.
Hello, Solomon. I pick up my bag that doesn't have the crossbow with it.
Good evening, Tywin.
On my back.
I see you have returned to collect your effects, and this, of course.
Yes, of course.
A fine tool, is it not? It served you well many years.
Extremely well.
You've killed many people with it.
Okay.
And I expect that the crossbow is no more innocent nor guilty for the action. It was merely a tool to be used, was it not?
That's true.
Indeed. An effective means to abdicate responsibility for its actions.
What are you doing?
I do not believe you will need this anymore, Tywin.
And why would you think that?
You are atoning for your sins, and this is a direct mark of them. The cause and effect. After all, it's not your crossbow. It's Tywin Shoreshots. And Solomon walks out with it.
Yikes.
No, I follow you. Hold on. You're gonna leave me defenseless?
You are hardly defenseless, Tywin. I have seen you kill a man in less than a second.
With a crossbow?
Indeed. And I'm sure you will have to learn to fight without it.
I am not learning to fight without my crossbow. That's my fucking crossbow.
Then you will not leave behind the sins of your past, and your soul is still forfeit.
This is not about the sins of my past. This is about me staying alive and me being able to protect the people that's close to me.
You are not here for protection. I am here for protection.
You can't protect everyone.
I will do better than you have, Tywin. You may guide us, but I am here.
Where were you when I was getting arrested, huh? You weren't there to protect me then. All that I had then was my crossbow.
And look where it ended you up.
Yes, it ended me here. With my crossbow still. I'm still alive to defend the people that matter to me.
And I'm sure you will defend them effectively.
Not without my crossbow.
You must learn. I will return it to you in time.
When's in time?
When you are a better man.
What do you expect me to do until then?
I believe there are ballista on the decks. I am sure you will make good use of them.
And so if we land the ship, we go looking for things. We're out among people on the ground. What do you want me to do then? Just fight with my fucking rats?
Rest assured I will provide for you, Tywin. Have faith. And he continues walking off.
Memory's kind of just doing her thing, she is, and she's like,
I go back to my room and slam my door.
Before you do that, as you see Solomon walk off, similar to the thing with Trina, he starts walking, stops for like about 8 minutes, stands there, but you've already walked off at this point, and the next, Solomon just, and then continues walking. And on that note, Can I have everyone but Stuart leave the room, please?
I was about to get up and leave the room. I was like, oh, okay, wait, hold on. That's me.
That's me. I'm Stuart.
I'll just quickly remove my crossbow from my inventory.
Yeah, you won't be needing it.
I'm gonna get a phone.
May I have something kicked out,
Well
please?
done.
Yeah.
Only because I also wanted to put up different things. So
In a second.
beautifully done, Stuart. Beautifully done.
I would like you to think of the fact that Luft is walking around the background the whole time yelling, Solomon!
Yeah, squawking.
Hello, friend.
Hello.
Welcome.
I haven't had one of these.
I know.
I feel special.
I know.
Hey guys, it's me on my own, the exclusive.
This is an odd sensation. One which, you being of mechanical construct, haven't ever experienced before. But it's like, if robots could experience Goosebump, this is what it is. You find yourself in this deep chasm, this section of the earth that's been carved into between this massive canyon that spans for as far as the eye can see, and you are at the bottom of it. Off in the distance, you see two flickering, massive orbs in the distance.
Hark! What is this? And I'll approach the orbs.
As the orbs come into focus, you see they're not orbs, but eyes, massive eyes. Similar to your design, your eyes. These massive blocks, like oars of coal, make up the eyes of this massive construct embedded into the canyon itself.
Great brother, what is this?
At first it doesn't respond. And then a deep, pained voice speaks out to you. So, now that you are near, I can send what last remnants of my power out to you. We, as you know, are of a dying breed.
Indeed.
But there are powers far worse that would see our race return, and not for the good of this world.
Warforged will never serve as a weapon of war. Shall I continue? Brother, I was directed by Palor himself that I might find means to restore my race here. Where can I find you?
I know not the exact whereabouts of my location, but know this. I am one of 7, created as emissaries, as a beacon for the rest of the race, of our race. Prime examples of what to be, of what to become, and he gestures to a massive warhammer, which looks like this canyon you find yourself in has been carved by that thing, and it's at the end of it, like sticking out, like, and the handle of that thing goes like as far as your eye can see and further. We were meant to be the very best of what our race could be. But I fear that my brothers have perverted what it means to be such beings.
When I awoke from my great sleep, born into the first light of consciousness, I was without purpose. Thank heavens I found mine in the service of the great Lord of Light. However, I can only imagine what my fellow brethren must have turned to in those times. What have they done to themselves, brother? What will they do?
While you are somewhat of a direct descendant of my existence. There are others, Warforged, descended from my brethren, and they are being given instructions to instill fear, hatred, terror into the lives of innocents.
And they do this under their own volition, not under the commands as an automatons?
Some have taken their directives to the very extreme.
As I feared.
Some choose to do so out of a greed, out of a need to be more powerful than they already are. But we weren't designed as such.
There is great vice to sentience. We must not fall to it.
Arcus, Colossus, designation WX11. Task you with finding my brethren and putting an end to them by whatever means necessary.
You would have me destroy others of our kind, given how few we are?
Destruction is not the only answer. Persuasion. And there are other methods, but should all else fail,
necessary,
destruction is what must be done. And as much as it pains me to say this, I know it to be true.
I fear you will be right.
Designation WX73. You might want to write this down.
It's not only going to say that. WX1.
WX11 is Arcus, ARKUS. So ARKUS.
Yep.
WX73 is Artorok, ARTOROK.
Mm-hmm.
Colossus WX42 is Hanamar, HANAMAR. Colossus WX31 is Khanslayer, KARRNSLAYER, all one word.
RNS Slayer, yep.
Colossus WX33 is Landro, LANDRO. Colossus WX5 is Nor, NORR. And Colossus WX12 is Timber, TYMBER.
Thank you.
There will be many who try to stop you. Some you may call brothers, some loved ones. But know this, should they continue to do what they do, it means destruction of everything. Lands, worlds raised in the light, in the fire of hatred, greed, suffering.
The light of good shall guide them. I will see it done, brother. I will see it done.
I know you will. For I have watched for millennia. And almost at a mental level, it seems like he's outstretching an arm to you, and you get these visions of you fighting this war. You see enemy soldiers and enemy warforged attack your comrades, your allies. You are given flashes of this brutal, and you now vividly remember this as a memory.
Before consciousness, yeah.
You lost consciousness. You remember that you find yourself on the ground with this enemy live warforged with a sword in hand, like a broadsword. He slashes at you again and again mercilessly with this ferocious energy. You do not know the source, but then you almost superhero style stop the sword, pull it out of his hand, and use it. You thrust it back into him. I know of the battles you fought. And that is why you are the natural choice for such a mission.
I will be devout and resolute. I will not fail.
And as you have this thought in your head, you feel consciousness coming back to you, and you find yourself on the deck of the ship just standing there, and you just resume walking.
Solomon continues. Now with greater purpose. Fantastic. I'll have to give you the details on, or at least vague ideas from some other Warforged that I had as rivals, if you want them. That would be very cool. Theo,
I have some interesting notes about the Colossuses.
I look forward.
Colossi?
The Great Colossus. You said you had like a character prepared or something. Just keep going.
Are you dead? Oh my god, Solomon's dead.
Can you run off?
What's
happening?
What?
I bullshit. What?
What's going on?
Are you coming in?
Can we get you guys to come back in?
Come on, we're playing. Let's go.
Sorry, I thought you were just wanting
It was confusing what's
I
Sylvie
can't
saying.
believe it. Solomon's dead.
Solomon's dead.
Solomon died.
Someone died.
Holy
I
crap.
don't know what. I don't know what you're talking about.
Solomon's dead.
Funeral for
He's got unplot armor.
So do you want to describe your new character?
Yeah, so you can see she's like a very, very slight waifish.
She?
Let me finish.
Oh my god, Solomon's actually dead.
She's a very slight waifish half-elf. Once an artificer who worked on a race of Warforged, very similar to Solomon, but far more. What are you doing? Stop now. This
Go
is
on. Keep talking.
great. I'm all good.
She's coming around to bitch slap you. She's 5 foot tall, which means she will fit out of the day and come over to your side real fast.
We should probably keep going.
Yeah, let's
Listens
do
to it.
that. I'll tell you about it when we're done, kids. I'm gonna have that Kit Kat now, or as they call it on the news, a break.
No
We're not
breaks.
sponsored.
The ride never ends.
That's damn right. Anyway, as we were.
Anyway, continue.
Speaking of a break, should we have one?
Yes, we should.
No.
No, we were good.
Okay, we just came back
If
in.
Jordan would like to have
It
one,
is
we
time
should.
for a break.
Can
So we'll
Well,
take a
guys.
break and then we'll come right back to
No,
the
but yeah, if
Hopefully-
you want to flesh out the rest of your character.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have them
See
done by the
you
end of it. See you soon,
soon.
guys. Bye.
Bye.
Jazz.
Welcome back.
What's up, nerds?
So, what would the 6 of you like to do?
Callie, is there something you want
I
to
am
do?
still walking around yelling for Solomon.
You don't find
So
him?
you do find him now.
Oh,
He's not hiding or anything. He's just in his room, just sitting very still.
Okay. Alright.
With a
I also
crossbow.
made a big deal as I was having an argument with you, like I was yelling throughout
Yeah.
the shit.
you like, yeah, she thought you were just searching for him. It's like, Solomon! He's like, yeah, I don't know where he is either.
I think Callie had something.
Yeah, I eventually wanted to get everyone together.
Yeah.
But I guess by the time I want to look for Solomon.
Solomon's not like hiding or anything. He's just returned to his room and hasn't said anyone when everyone called his name.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to get people together.
Did you have anything you wanted to say to me specifically?
No.
You want? No? That's good. Nice.
I mean,
Look, what is it you want?
Yeah.
it was
You
the
have to
whole
go
Paylor
first.
thing.
Yes, that is my deity. How may I help you?
Yeah, well, the one that's on me isn't so great. And as cool as potentially being able to fit into a vial is. It's really cool.
This was
But I
your
also
concerning ability to change states, was it?
Yeah, well, this thing's gonna eat my face and then my soul. So it's only been happening to kids, I think.
Do we suspect this is some form of curse that has been laid upon you?
I don't know.
Do we remember? I don't remember this one.
No,
Oh,
this was never established. We don't actually know under what. We know nothing still.
Okay.
What happened when I tried to remove cursor again?
It got worse.
I remember I tried to
Yeah.
cover her eye and then
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah, and now when I
Just
blink,
figured
one
out,
goes
yeah.
from yellow to green.
Yeah, that was nice to me.
Every time you
Yeah.
blink, it flicks between yellow and green.
that was
green.
confusing.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
always
Yes.
try that again. Oh, give me some time. I will prepare.
So, just to, as more of a context, what do your original eyes look like? Do you wanna?
So Luft's eyes are on the edges of her irises are like quite dark gold, and then as you go towards the center, it gets like quite light and it's flecked with just bits of brown in there as
And
well.
then on the alternate, every time she blinks, it's replaced with a
Green reptilian.
green
eye.
reptilian eye of,
Yeah.
of sorts.
Yeah.
It may take me some time. I will try and prepare a ritual which will cleanse you of this effect, Luft. However, if Carathel has already attempted it, I cannot promise it will be more effective.
Well, I was thinking because maybe your deity is a little more like,
Paylor is a god of light,
Yeah.
life and creation itself.
Yeah, that one. And this one turns people into goop and eats their faces, which doesn't sound like a light thing, so
Indeed.
yeah, that might be good.
I will see what I can prepare. However, it will take me at least a few days' rest before I'm ready to undertake such a ritual.
Yeah, that's fine. I've got heaps of stuff. I've still got all of the blueprints and things, and she pulls out a thing from one of her big ass pockets that's got all of the.
We also have a far more pressing matter to attend to.
We
He holds out his hand to shake.
we do.
Yep. He holds out his hand to shake.
Oh,
That's the wrong hand.
Yeah, I know.
As you are aware.
You.
No,
Yes?
as in.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, she's like,
We must see
Yes?
about doing something for you such that you may continue your work, Lift.
what's this got to do with a handshake?
Because you can't shake his hand because it's the wrong
No,
hand.
he's holding out the hand and she's assuming
Romy
that
understands,
it's
Luft
the-
doesn't.
Oh,
Luft
good.
doesn't.
Luft, you cannot shake my hand because you do not have one.
Yeah.
Are you aware that you lost your arm not a day ago?
No, I do. Yeah. We should probably. I've got things.
Indeed, let us work on it.
Yes.
Similarly,
Luft and anyone else who's in this room, the first mate is summoning your crew to the deck. So
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Understood.
we'll be right out. Okay.
by the way, I require your assistance fabricating a small device. And I'll tell you about that in a second.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
I have an idea.
Her eyes light up.
A
She's like,
Solomon idea.
okay, cool, easy. And we all go out and see Kelly.
Yeah, so there are crew quarters. There's like a room specifically designed for this, like a war room sort of, designed for the meeting, because it's been decked out for combat. So you can meet up there. A meet up of the officers, if you will.
Right. So, I know we've been dealing with a lot in the present, but looking to the future and where we're going, a lot of you might have heard that the village of Firenel is controlled by the Order. And F-I-R-I-N-E-L.
F-I-R-I-N-E-L. F-I-R-I-N.
And the people in it have been made to believe obscure things, just mostly so they live in fear and cannot take any control back. For one thing, the people who control it want to keep all the magic to themselves, so they've made everyone believe that any other magician that isn't holy as people who must be punished, which they do. And I've seen a lot of that. Saying that, the person I want to visit doesn't actually live in this village. They live just past the edge. So, while we don't actually have to go to this wretched place, whether or not you guys choose to, once we get there, I will go there. And yeah, I just wanted to say that you will be safe if you don't go to the village. The person we're seeing will likely keep you safe, but I will go into Firenel. I want to see what's going on there, and since I'm in this planet, I want to see how to help them. And because some people have told me that the time to run is over.
Indeed. This character we seek, what aid will he be to us?
Well, from what I know, they can track planar quakes, and they have, I guess, powerful, but I don't know how powerful of magic, and of a source that is not from this world, or X2.
Certainly not
And
uncommon.
to admit it, they are the source of my magic, or now most of my magic. I've been learning some of my own, but that's unrelated.
This creature has lent you its power.
I believe so.
Intriguing. And so we seek to find them, do we?
Roll me a perception check.
Me? 13.
You notice that the fractal that enshrouds the book you found, where it used to be this like fractal of 8 lines converging to one and then zooming out, you see that one of the, like maybe one of the furthest out lines, instead of now meeting up at that intersection point, branches off.
Okay.
So it starts out as 8 lines, one of them splits off, the 7 remaining lines split into one, and then you zoom out, and that one thicker line is now that one of the thinner lines that makes up the 8 lines, and the pattern repeats, but now it's more spirally because that one line splitting off.
Okay, so...
I can draw it for you if you want.
Yeah.
Give me a moment
Sure.
to grab a book. In the meantime, you discuss. Can I borrow your pen?
Cam, is there anything that we could possibly do straight away to help your people? From what you've told us, they're not in the happiest of situations.
No, and the worst part is they don't realize it.
So, why don't they? Well, I mean, it's the Order, but so your friend can do magic?
Yes.
Oh, and do you know how they track the planar quakes?
No, I've never managed to fathom that out.
Oh, okay. I'm imagining like a seismograph sort of situation. That wouldn't quite work, would it? I don't think that would
Very
work.
peculiar that this person gave me magic. They must be very interesting to meet.
Well, would they understand Aether magic? Because, I mean, if they don't know that Aether is magic, then
See,
it's a way that we can potentially fly under the radar.
that's the thing. I think their magic is Aether magic.
What?
I think their magic is Aether magic.
Oh. What do they, like, what do they build with it? Do they...
They can just do any sort of magical things you'd expect Solomon or me or yourself to do, but the source of it feels strange.
You have seen the power and effects of Aether before, Luft. Look, what has it achieved?
I mean, it's what we use all the time back at the plan. We would it's how we build things and make them new. So basically, we set things so that they can be charged with Aether. We can make
This is what the initial pattern was
anything
like, and then
from...
converted to one again and then do the whole thing again. This is what the new pattern looks like, something like that.
Oh, sick! Yeah, right. We make weapons. Sol here, and she gestures to Solix and says he is run on Aether. Like that, I've managed to make him like pretty self-sustaining, and all he needed was like a boost from Aether, and that's it. It basically can create, like, well, it does what you want it to do, basically. It creates life sometimes.
That is interesting. I've never thought of this. They could be an artificial being.
Well, I mean, I didn't know you could use it for magic, in a sense.
We have seen the effects of Aether when directly consumed by humans. Indeed, I am currently suffering from it as we speak.
Yeah, it's not great.
I was exposed to it as we destroyed those towers.
Yeah, it's not great. That's...
I don't think they are human or humanoid.
That would explain things.
Sorry, I'm just noting that they use Aether magic. Okay. So it looks like... It looks like these, and she pulls out the... Like, she pulls out the vial. It looks like that.
Aether.
Yeah,
Yes.
like the
That's-
thing
I know
that they,
what
the thing
Aether
that,
looks
no, the thing that they use, like that's
No.
what they use.
No, it's hard to describe. Their magic looks like magic. It looks like a lot of my magic. A lot of it is the same color, but it feels the same as
Aether?
the magic from that.
So
I'm no artificer. This all I understood really, and they're very bad at answering questions about themselves.
Right. Right. So it can take a non-physical form. That's
Maybe, I don't know.
that's weird. Yeah, right. I mean, oh well, then if they're bad at answering questions, I mean, I guess that's when it's gonna be hard to figure out, huh?
It was for 2 years.
Oh boy. Alright. Well, the good thing about that is that they might actually be operating very close to some Aether. Maybe they don't realize that they're close to Aether. Maybe the Aether's underground. I'm just not sure how... Like, it's an amplification effect, like, thing, but I've never seen it with people aside from, directly consuming it. Like, yeah, it's interesting. All right, okay. But no, we should definitely go and help out your friend as well, especially if the Order's involved, because that's not good.
Yes, so more about that village. You might have known I've been looking for my sister,
Yeah.
and last I've known she ran away from that village soon after which I did.
Right.
But if you remember when we contacted the fortune teller person, who was that?
Yeah. No. I remember who you're talking about. Yeah.
When we contacted the fortune teller and I tried to contact my sister,
Yeah.
I don't know if it exactly was my sister, and she seemed off, and it said she was back in that village.
Right, which
Which is
wouldn't
very
make
odd.
sense. Yeah, if she's been trying to escape and they're that terrible. Yeah, that is weird.
So yes, just to warn you guys, there's
Oh. Thank you. What's up?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you. Sorry, just my glasses.
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah.
Stop forgetting stuff.
It's okay, just barge
I can't stop forgetting things.
That's okay, just barge into the middle of the stream. It's alright. Don't bring anything.
But okay, so
Go on, Ian.
yeah, I can't remember what I was saying.
yeah. So just so you guys know, there's a lot to be careful of, especially since we're going deep into Order territory.
Okay, alright, easy. I mean, should we possibly think of the fact that they might recognize us? If there's if there's Order agents there? We did kind of break out of a giant simulation, and they knew exactly what we looked like and, like, you know, everything about us.
I mean, we should always be under the assumption that the Order know who we are from the get-go.
Yeah!
I mean, we've been trying to take down the Eclats for how many days now?
Quite a long time. Yeah, that's
we
true.
know of their plans, and for sure they're going to know about us, so we need to keep our guard up as much as possible.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree on that one.
We're also flying a giant airship,
We are.
Low profile.
so we should be careful if we want to do it stealthily. We have to land quite a ways away to not draw any attention. Which means we'd be
Yes.
traveling on foot.
Yeah.
I mean, whilst we head out, I assume that since we're in the archipelago, however you say that,
Archipelago.
yeah, that one,
Yeah.
we might as well, once we're in the air, see if Nemu can spot her particular island and maybe head in there to get
Yes.
some
Yeah.
supplies and
Yes, please.
some good contacts on
Yes.
X1.
Yeah.
Yes,
It
please.
wouldn't hurt to have some sort of backup that we can get in contact with while we're still on this planet. So
Yes, I know plenty of people that we can use for help or talk to. Obviously, not anybody who can like help with the mission entirely, but looking for guides, looking for supplies, looking for. I can find them for you.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, unlike Kelly, there is nobody who can help with the story. The mission.
that's okay.
That's so good. Oh, actually, speaking of the islands and everything, we might give doing that map another go, because I gotta make sure that we know where we're going as well. So we'll try this again.
We'll talk about that once we're heading up.
Yeah.
What color does your Eldritch Blast take?
I thought it was
Light
purple.
purple.
Light
Yeah.
purple? You see Rusa fumbling around with one of the like an empty vial that Sigmund usually has on him, and she, like, as she's fumbling around with it, she drops it and it shatters. But then you see, like, her reactively, like, flinch, and her hair takes the purple color that you know your Eldritch Blast to take on. And you see, similar to, like, I don't know what's good analogy for this, but as she flinches, you see the glass shatter and then it reform back into her hand.
Oh wow.
Rusa, be careful. You were careful.
Child, how did you do that?
I don't know.
Teach me!
Throws
I don't
glass on the
think you're
ground.
bored with the magic sponge powers.
I shatter 16 vials a day, and that would save me many a gold.
Accident or on purpose?
Both.
She
8
points-
and 8.
She points at Calico. I don't know how to do this. I think he might.
I don't.
Please. I need your expertise.
And you see her now, like, kind of like, hold her hand out in the air, and as she turns it, like, clockwise, you see the glass fall again, but in slow motion, and shatter, and then she turns it anti-clockwise, and the glass reforms back into a vial.
I have seen this before.
You have?
Where?
I don't know. Maybe only in a dream.
So
Okay.
you got to stop talking, please. I
Yeah.
can't read it
Solomon's
anymore.
still there.
Yeah.
So you
This is what we-
never.
They're still all.
Fools, this is trivial. He drops the glass on the ground, shatters it, picks it up, and casting mending, just watches it put itself back together.
Over a course of a minute.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is less interesting.
Yeah, I could do that too. Give me empty vial.
She was
Of course.
merely
Hang on,
doing.
this one will be empty in a second.
What was that?
I don't know.
You. Oh!
What did you
Then
drink?
suddenly grabs the vial and smashes it on the ground and then goes onto one of the pieces and passes mending.
But yeah, you just see her, like, kind of in a curious but excited, but also like fearful way, turn her hand clockwise, and it shatters, like, in slow motion.
That being said, I cannot do that.
And then she turns it anti-clockwise, and then it back.
That's not quite the same.
Let me try that.
What?
Just smash it onto the ground.
Why are we all?
You smash on the ground.
You wave your hand at it.
Yes.
As you wave your hand at it, the shards of glass start to draw together, but then they kind of like vibrate and fall back apart again.
Clockwise faster. Maybe if you do it faster.
What happens if
And then you just see Rooster kind of jokingly panic, and she just turns her hand anti-clockwise, and the glass reforms back.
Okay, maybe we should stop playing with the vial because I don't know what's in there.
I have had enough of this. I will talk to the quartermaster and see which provisions we need to gather for this journey.
Vials, so many more vials. Oh my goodness, we've lost 4 already.
I'll be waiting in the med bay if anyone accidentally cuts themselves. Sigmund.
I cannot be caught witness. How much? I cannot be caught witness, and he just shatters one against his own arm.
Well, I'll be for the people who are
Yeah, that's.
for the people of
That's the
organic
big one.
material, Sigmund. I will be waiting in the med bay for you.
Okay.
You see, after about 2 or 3 minutes, Rooster's hair loses the purple coloration and resumes its natural silvery brown.
You have the potential to control fate. Use it well.
Actually, I thought Molly did that.
Wait, what?
Was that the cat?
Hang on.
I knew I'd seen it somewhere.
Molly could.
Well, not control, but you could tell her fate.
Oh well, yeah. But I meant. Oh, I
Those are
thought you
very
meant the
different
glass
things.
thing.
I keep trying at the glass shot.
Yeah, no. I'm gradually getting closer to
Make a
Callie and
charisma check.
making
Make a
the
charisma
same.
check.
Oh my god!
Nat 20?
Yeah.
It takes a lot of your mental fortitude, like, to focus on this glass, and like your like arm starts to like cramp up, but as you turn your hand, the glass reforms into a vial.
What?
What
the
is this?
What?
You. What's your passive perception?
20.
Okay, never
I
mind.
see everything.
You notice that the fractal on your book has taken a new shape entirely. It starts with the 8 lines. One splits off into that spiral formation that I showed you, but then the entire thicker line that it forms into loops back on the initial 8 lines, and it just repeats like that forever.
Oh boy.
So I can draw that again if you want. Can I borrow your pen?
I was gonna say it does look like a timeline thing splitting. So yeah.
Live,
How did
die,
you- how-
Live, die, repeat, ladies and gents.
Wait,
Yay!
I'm going to cast Identify on my own book, which my own book gave me the ability to do.
Obama giving Obama a medal.
As far as you're aware, like it's just the Atlas of Endless Horizons.
Cool. I don't think it was me, it was this book. But it was me through this book, accidentally.
There are no coincidences in life. The book found
You
you, and
reminded
you
me
found
of the
the
TikTok
book.
guy.
Who? What is TikTok? Is that the name of your new spell?
It is like a clock, so yeah, that's pretty good.
From
So it's-
henceforth, it shall be known as TikTok.
TikTok.
I mean,
The cookies.
but then what's the one where is? Yeah, right. Okay.
But for some reason, let's drop the C and make it TIKTOK.
Okay.
I think there's a funny dance that has to do with that.
Yeah, you just do this a
That's
whole
just the
lot.
cuttlefish now.
Or if you want to charge it up, so you charge up the clock and then you do that. See? See? So like, yeah.
You also see Rooster while she was messing around with the power. If she holds her hand in a specific spot, the glass just stays in that stage of falling.
Damn.
But then once the power, once the purple coloration in her hair recedes,
Did this use up any charges on the book already?
no.
Okay.
So what have we got to do now, gang? We need to head off at some point. We probably want to do it soon. Do we need to check anything out with those existing towers? Luft, do you want to go try and siphon some
Oh,
Aether?
they've destroyed.
Yes.
We showed this down.
I thought we were ready
Yeah.
to blast off.
I thought we were going to siphon. I thought we were going to do this.
What
No,
does
everything got resolved.
Yeah,
that's fair.
sadly.
I thought we were ready
Especially
to
since
get
we have a
going.
time limit
I mean,
now.
we've been.
Yeah.
What does the exterior of the ship look like?
It's
Does it have like a Zorana?
it does have a crest of the city, which you could remove if you so wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could remove that. Just make me a strength check.
I would like to assist with my smith's tools.
Advantage.
I have disadvantage because I am exhausted.
But you're...
I'm just letting you know.
You give disadvantage, mate.
I'm gonna take these out.
Natural 20.
Natural 20! Woo!
Yeah, with one clean yank, it comes off.
The whole front of the ship. the front fell off.
Well, we need a name for this ship, don't we?
That's true.
I mean, the ship does have a name. But if you want to rename it,
It has an original
sorry.
name. Nah, get out of here. That's not our
The
name.
call to adventure. The XA1. I don't know.
Solomon.
I am called Solomon. You cannot call me. I was just.
That's unfair, that is my name!
Solomon, like, the ship is the ship. It does not need a name. Does it also speak?
The Solomon.
Solomon.
No.
I was not aware it was a construct, Amelia.
No. I just. Seek your
Hold on, I was
assistance.
trying to think of something interesting just to call it, but I don't think Solomon would come up with a good one. At least I can't come up with a good one.
We can work on it later, but.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
I could call
If
it
anyone
anyone.
has a good name, bring it to the captain.
I could name it after any one of the taverns that we've been in that I've written.
No.
The silly sailors. The stinky sailors.
So, what's the plan going forward, fellas?
We don't actually have any money to go get suppliers, so
We have some.
I have
a
money.
little bit of money.
Oh, yeah, the ship is stocked up with basic supplies.
We're furnished with the absolute bare minimum.
We have like a. We still. What time of day is it now?
It's like 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Okay.
Does anyone have any requests for things that we can furnish this ship with? We have the bare minimums at the moment, just food, bullets, and enough fuel to get us where we need to go.
The crew put in a request for just like a nice deck of cards.
Nice deck
Oh
of cards.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
I can fabricate those.
Can we try and work out some sort of like small, like temporary forge area?
I was going to say we would like a workshop if.
Yeah,
It's like a
if it's
significant
possible.
And
redesign.
if possible, I would like to spend the rest of the day gathering scrap metal, which, if possible,
Yeah,
it's like I want money to put towards things, but I don't want to just be given money because that I'll spend it on shit like I don't know, gambling.
I
But
suppose we
Solomon,
could
I need money to do stuff for the for next week.
reinforce
I'm not
the
going to be able to get it.
deck of the ship with metal plating and erect some form of rudimentary forge on top.
It doesn't need to.
You
be
could
much,
request
it's
the
just-
foreman as part of your spending. Like you could. This ship comes with way more because this was originally a passenger vessel.
Yeah.
It comes with way more like passenger quarters, but you could just easily rip out like a few of the passenger quarters and turn it into a forge
We would very much like
if you want that done.
Yeah.
Forge
That
and
could have been
workshop.
done.
Yeah.
Forge and workshop for
I mean,
Luft
there's
Trade.
3 of us.
Oh my
Hang on, is the
gosh!
ship made of wood?
Can I
It's
have
made
a
of
hammock?
wood and metal. Like it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we should probably put it on the deck. So that we don't have forge fires going up into the
I
wooden
can control
floors of the
flames.
deck.
I don't think actually.
It's fine.
One of you's got control flames, surely.
I mean, if you want, you could just make the entire forge a metal box.
We'll just put it right above the engine, where it's nice and hot anyway.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with this.
Okay, so you've got so you want to forge. You've got some weapons. I'm sure Luft will want like a smaller workshop, sort of lab sort of thing. That can be organized.
Yeah.
Do you guys want anything?
Is there anything we need? 2 weeks flying.
2 weeks
We
minimum
hope-
flying.
Yeah, 2 weeks minimum. That's
we know it's
how
gonna be
long
over
we
the
go.
That's your
Before we can get-
that's your best guess at how long it takes to get to Calico.
If we're not stopping anyway,
Has anyone got feather fall?
Is there any way that people need to like? Well, I
If
would
it's minimum
want
to get
to.
to Caliphus,
I
should we double
want.
that to give us some wiggling room?
Don't forget, we also could stop at my island.
Yeah, give us some wiggling room then. How
I
much? Oh.
So what's up?
Yeah, definitely with the workshop, because over the next 2 weeks, I want to start modifying my pistol.
Okay.
Yeah, like the workshop's most probably the only major change we're gonna want to really make to the ship at this point.
Like other things you could request is like a library. Again, there are other
Oh,
passages.
yes.
Library,
No.
Any
I
books
think
we can get. That,
Luft definitely.
Remember,
yes.
you bought this ship. This is your ship.
Wait, we bought it? I thought
Yeah,
we
that's why it was so.
No,
that's
this
why it was
is
so
our
expensive.
ship.
I thought we
yeah.
hired the
No, this is
You
our
paid
ship.
to keep the ship.
We paid to keep this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Comes with
yeah.
free slaves.
No one told me that. I thought we were
pirates!
hiring this for a period of 2 months or something.
No. You bought the ship. That's why
I
it
can
was
just
so
drill
because-
holes in the
because
wall. No one can
fo-
tell me
this-
not to.
No. The foreman said, and he said this right.
It's not worth it. That was it. Yeah,
Well, yeah, he can't guarantee that you will return it, so you just buy it off him.
Yeah, that was it. I remember that.
Yeah, I wanted to hire it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is ours.
So this is your ship. So tell me what you want. Whatever customizations you want in the 1800 will be covered, and the crew are covered for like the first like few months.
Yeah, and then we'll
like,
start
like the
paying
first month or two. But after that, you've got to pay for their upkeep. Like the high.
I
Yeah.
want my boys back. My men.
You could get them. Like if you
Yeah, but
like,
they're
once,
fucking- they're on the
Once
other
we
plane. I
get
know,
back
yeah.
to X2, we can
I'll
get
hire
them on this
Solomon
ship.
will hire them personally.
Okay.
If they will leave Theodore's employ, because they were a pretty cool gang.
I mean, if you return the daughter to her, he might just be like, "Yo, you go, guys, go work for him."
Nah, he needs to protect his daughter.
Yeah.
I would,
So,
so,
okay.
that was something I need to talk to you, Luft, about. You were an artificer, and I think one of your rules actually lets you create little mechanical things.
Yeah,
like just
yes,
base.
I can.
Can
It's
you-
a tinker thing.
Can you create? Okay, do you know?
It's
You,
part of my tinker's tools.
you know in Futurama,
Yeah.
that episode where Bender's got like the big scratch across him, and he's just like a head on a jar or something, and he has those two little arms that play like a harmonica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, and he's with Cher or something.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I want one of them that will put a book in front of Solomon's face and turn the pages at a regular speed.
yeah,
So that I
okay.
can read while during my long rests. Because I'm not actually asleep, I just can't do anything.
Okay. Yeah. So,
So
Luft,
we just put a little collar around it, goes, flunk, and
Okay.
he falls asleep and it goes,
I think what she'll probably, well, if you ask her for that, she'll be like, and she starts doing she'll draw you up a blueprint of it, but it would basically be like, it would just be, obviously she's done it to fit your neck, so it's like, it's pretty friggin' big, but it's just this like black ring that sits on the back of your neck and then like shoots out.
Yeah, like you are not bound to like keep. If you want to drive the ship into a mountain, you can do that. It is your ship. It is up to you.
don't tempt me.
Nemu kind of like meekly comes up to Trey, Captain, is it okay if I have a small altar area for the Korean?
I was gonna put some sort of
Yeah, if we could get a shrine, that'd be really good.
Shrine
Any
spot,
sort of like
because
religious
once
meditation
again, there's
spot.
like 3 to 4 of us
Yes.
that are also kind of.
Joint altar.
So I was.
Yeah,
the
how many rooms
three-
do we have
the
on the ship that are
three-
just like no purpose?
Many.
So assuming you guys want personal quarters, like
map of
quite
the
a few, like reasonably you could fit everything you want and still have some left over.
Okay.
So like if you want like a sizable library, that can be done. It won't have any books in it, but it's like a library area that can be sorted out. That can
Yeah.
I was gonna say like most probably the 3 most important rooms. we
forge,
wanna
workshop,
add
altar,
is-
library.
Yeah.
Anything else?
How much, like what kind of medical supplies are in the med bay?
Yeah.
Basic provisions.
I mean,
nothing.
we
nothing
would
extravagant.
get supplies for the medic area to make sure that we have something for the extremities, and I'm sure Sigmund for the time being.
Nothing.
also
So nothing
helps.
magical.
Do your gods,
Yeah, I
just
don't
going
know
back
if
to
we
the altar
just
thing,
don't wanna
are
go
your
buying a
gods
fucking
okay
ship.
with sharing space with other gods?
Yeah, my god likes obtaining knowledge from anybody, so
Ikoria is about, Ikoria is about the people. She does not mind.
I don't know
And what
about
of Palor?
Palor is an accepting god, however, that Talk of a dark master does concern me.
That was my main concern also. Xerxes is welcoming to Palor. If Palor would like to share space with
Do I know of Xerxes and his
I
background?
think it might be best if we have a separate room for any evil patrons and or gods that people may be praying
We shouldn't
Did
put
you
Palor
say-
in a separate room.
Did you say evil, Tarina?
Did they accept curtains?
Oh, he called it a dark
To
lord,
worship-
Solomon.
My worship to Palor is not bound to a temple, it is bound to a forge and the sunlight itself. Provided I have access to those two things, I can practice my faith.
So you will not be
Right.
using the temple area.
Right, so if we put you on the side of the room with a window and we put a curtain in the middle, then this can work.
I suppose we could call it different areas
for some
so that
mechanical
everyone
knowledge
gets
for our
along.
quartermaster,
Yep.
we will say 4 of the passenger quarters will be converted into a library. We'll say six of the quarters will be converted into a forge. This will be like a large metal box so that none of the fire catches onto the ship. We'll say another 4 passenger quarters will be converted into a workshop. And we'll say, as you guys have described it, another 4 quarters will be converted into a altar.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
12, 18. 18. So that's 18. So you have another 12 passenger quarters additional to the ones you'll be staying in.
Okay, and that's
So
not including...
so for Hamish's benefit, there are 30 quarters, and you've used 18 of them.
Okay, and that's not including the crew?
The crew have like lower decks and stuff. That the flight attendants, like quote unquote, would have quarters and stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
So there are 30 customizable modular sections,
30 rounds.
and you've used 18 of them for the 4 needs that you've
Thank you,
so far.
quartermaster.
I'm working on it.
Let's keep it to that most.
So
Yeah,
Forge
I
is
would say
4?
so as well.
The forge will be 6.
6.
The forge will be 6. The library will be 4. The altar will be 4, and the workshop will be 4.
Or workshop
Then
7
we
forge.
kind
I
of
see.
then
Yes.
goes, I'd like a bit more advanced medical equipment.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge myself a bit more and study more in the medical field.
Yeah, no, we can definitely do that. Isn't that right, Tarina?
That's pretty
What's that, Trey?
Do we have a kitchen?
Henry was asking
Yes,
for
that's
some
what-
more advanced medical equipment to deck out the medic room.
Well, of course that could be arranged.
Yes, and I was a doctor before my PhD was stripped from me, so I can help you out in
Whoa!
any
They
way.
stripped your PhD? Why
Unfortunately,
would they do that for?
How do you study up a PhD?
Yeah,
they found a way.
Far out. Well, we
Just-
gotta go fight
just
for
for
that
you.
too.
they only stripped yours.
Yes.
I've been
Right.
studying more into, obviously, you would know because you were a doctor. And she shows like those vintage, like she has, you know those vintage anatomy books where they have that vintage drawing?
Yeah.
She's got like vintage drawings of like different races, like their skeletons and their bodies. And she goes, I haven't actually drawn them because I'm not good, but she's like,
Okay.
I've been learning a bit more about advanced techniques. Perhaps you could help teach me?
That is wonderful. I will teach you all I know.
When you pull that out, you see, Sigmund would see it, not you, but you can feel like a little presence behind you because the look like starts levitating and looking over your shoulder, and her eyes are getting wider because you have all of this anatomy.
Yeah.
And she's thinking of her arm, yeah. So
She
she's like,
sees you and she says, I did. Specifically, I looked at who we are, and I do have Genasi. And she like shows you the little skeleton she's drawn. Don't know a lot.
She's just floating upside down.
It's just
Yeah,
got
like
her-
slowly rotating.
You're like, oh
She
my
ju-
gosh.
She grabs the paper and she hands it to you. Perhaps you need this more than I do.
And she makes that noise and then like lays on the floor with it just on the side going, oh my gosh, I can build an arm.
If it's okay with the quartermaster, the crew will probably convert 2 of the passenger quarters into a rec room of sorts.
Oh, of course.
That's a good idea.
Get him a pool table.
They do go buy some beanbags.
Oh yeah. As I said, I want like once a week just to have like, you know, when you have like those family
And
dinners
also, whoever, I would
feels
like
like
everyone
Firefly.
to, because you guys are being so accommodating, everyone can mark up the morale level to 6.
Yeah.
Which means they're
on
yeah,
this.
on the ship, or right at the top. Which means they're more willing to obey more out their orders.
Cool.
Like the barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll. Yeah.
This is why you're not the captain.
Evasive maneuvers, gentlemen.
Yeah, so because you guys are more willing to accommodate to their needs, they are more willing to accommodate to yours.
And I would also say, if any of you have any issues or complaints or something, please feel free to talk to me about any of it.
Tarina's the quartermaster.
And if you have any sort of mental, like, not feeling too good, we also have a psychologist on board.
Burdened by the weight of a soul.
So if you ever feel like you need to talk about feelings, that's what you do, right?
I talk about all sorts of things.
I
make sure that everyone's feeling alright, it's nice and happy.
Yes.
I'm
you can
great.
talk to
Now,
Tarina.
Trey, don't hassle yourself with all of those sort of lower level crew stuff. Alright? You just keep the shit going straight. I'll keep everyone happy, alright?
Yeah, no one needs brains.
Yeah, I don't have a good feeling about that, but that is, yeah. We want to make this a good journey, and we want to make it a successful one. So
You may ask me for help with anything as well. Just don't get creeped out by me talking like this. I tell them telepathically.
And if you can't find either one of us, please find our designated animals. We have a chicken, and we also have a cute little flying cat, dragon. They can also find us in times of need as well. So
Yes, and this is my
The
literal
giraffe turns
talking
its
aid.
head, confused.
oh yeah, this little baby too. I suppose.
For laughs and for flavor, chicken has accidentally gotten stuck in an ice cream cone.
Chicken, what are you doing?
And you hear like echoing.
Chicken, what are you doing? This isn't the time. You're making. I'm so embarrassed right now. What the fuck are you doing?
At least it could be worse. He could be giant.
That's true.
You can do that.
I'm stuck.
Here, this will get you out.
Yeah. Whee!
Okay, and I break off some of the cone and they feed it to him as a treat. As I assume this would be dismissed then, unless anyone else has something to say.
No.
Solomon.
Calliope will spam like fish images to everyone.
Oh yeah, fish. Hang on. Anyone got fish on them?
Be gone
fish?
from my head, beast.
Fish. Anyone's got fish?
I do not eat.
Oh god. Solix, can you see this?
Soon. I saw you eaten like 5 minutes ago.
Imagine us skimming along the
well-being
waves
of
and
the crew, I believe that an ample supply of fish will be required.
Yes,
to
and
keep the
chicken
cat
grain,
out of everyone's
please.
head.
Chicken grain as well, Tarina.
Morale goes
yes.
back down to 5. Oh my god.
Solomon, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Indeed.
So we have 2 weeks of food for everyone and maybe like 3 months.
I
of
do
fish
not eat.
for the cat.
3 months of fish for a normal person is 2 weeks of fish for a cat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, the perfect amount that we need.
So we need 3 months of fish for the cat.
Nah, I'm good. You, with your passive perception, will notice that Rusa is tailing you. Like she's staying within about 30 feet of you, and you see,
she's, like,
and you
going
see
around
her,
the corner,
and you
like-
see her, yeah, cattle, and you see her hair will occasionally go purple, and she's experimenting with different things. She will like take a plank of wood, break it, turn it back,
She's gonna turn someone into like a baby again, you wait.
and you will notice as soon as she lets go of the power, it resumes its normal state. So once it's broken, but as soon as she lets go, it remains broken.
Okay. Even if she like reverses it.
No, even the glass fire. Once she let go of it, it went back into its broken state.
Okay.
You will notice that as her experimentation continues, I need to roll an intelligence check for her real quick. Why did you get my stats for Rusa? Oh, I haven't looked at them anymore. Okay. You will notice as she experiments with bigger and bigger things, she experiments with a bunch of like first it's inanimate objects, and then she starts experimenting with organic.
She snaps the crewmate's neck. It's back.
Wow, check it out.
No. So she will take like a leaf, tear it, experiment with it, and then and this is like over the coming days as you prepare for your journey. You notice that probably a few days later, you see her standing behind Luft next to you, and she'll turn it back, and you see the arm like holographically reform. But then as she but then she starts straining to hold it, and it snaps back to having no arm there. And then with her intelligence roll, she actually goes forward, and you see a metallic arm like holographically form. And then she struggles to hold it, and it snaps back.
That is terrifying.
Yay.
On me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big range.
Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's metal.
So should I keep this or like she just holds up the
It won't stay. I can't hold this power.
at all?
Like I can't make it stay.
Can you?
How can you do this?
just,
How can I do this? Where are you getting this
So
from?
if both of you do this at the same time, I can like sketch this. Yeah.
For you, she'll try and hold it.
Draw like you've never drawn before.
Look does
Make an intelligence roll.
Okay, alright. Intelligence. Oh god, I'm scared.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
10.
Lucky?
Oh.
Lucky?
Yes.
Yes.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Mayhaps.
Yes.
Mayhaps a lucky use. Oh.
Yes.
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 I'm glad we're busting out the bootstrap paradox to design roofs.
Oh, good. Oh, wait, no. Have we had?
You go to the second one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not all we're busting out the bootstrap paradox for.
That's better.
16.
Yeah, so whenever you go to build the arm, you'll have advantage.
Oh, yes! She goes, all right, okay, you can drop it. That's fine. That's all good. You're fine. Thank
She lets
you.
go. And the purple
So
and the purple
much.
coloration from her hair ristens
Yep.
Make sure you keep
completely.
Hey, do you wanna, and I'll like use the Tinker's Tools thing and use like a drop of the Aether vial to like make her like a little like wind up toy. It's like a little robot dude, but it just can walk around and it can be
She'll
like
take
a
it.
friend.
Thanks.
That's for you. Thank you. Alright. Alright, she's just sort
But
of
yeah,
going back to
so all
scribbling.
of this is like over like the coming hours and like the days before your journey. But yeah, so
all of the rooms and furnishings for said rooms are covered by the
1800 that you spent.
Okay.
You could we can just say retroactively you said you wanted these things, but because of the roleplay of like Tywin's case and whatnot,
Yeah.
we can just
As part of the medical supplies, could I also get a few sets of herbalism stuff to make potions?
if you've got the money for it, sure.
Yeah,
Like an apothecary sort of thing, or
no, just materials for me to make.
oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, there's something.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the apothecary materials can go in the med bay, can't they? Yeah. Cool. All right, because you could use them too.
Yeah, potentially. Oh, for some. Yeah, I've got.
I think Calithor wants to make healing potions out of it.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I
right.
also have proficiency in herbalism kit, so if I ever wanted to.
You could also.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You guys can
Yeah.
team up to make double the speed of
That's
potions.
cool.
Or you could group up to make one like bigger potion
I'll
and
probably
halve the
won't.
time on it.
I probably won't though, because I'm thinking more medical.
Okay.
But speaking of which, there's something I'd like to do.
Yes.
Since I'm assuming this is over like a couple of days.
Yeah, so like we'll say like over the course of the next day or two, you guys are prepping to leave. So you're just finishing up like furnishings, making sure your crew are in order. You've explained their roles around the ship.
Yep. I just you watch Nebu's kind of in her quarters, like sketching more anatomy, looking at a few books, and goes, Tywin. Where are you?
Right. We have rooms next to each
Yeah.
other. Hey, what's up, Nemu?
Can I see your hands real quick?
Which hand? The bandaged one or the one with the?
She enthusiastically kind of pulls at it. So, this was crushed, yes?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Have you seen anybody about it?
Yeah, I had some doctors at the Assassin's Guild take a look at it, and they actually fixed me up, to 99%.
Yes. And she kind of drops it down and gets on it and goes, yes.
I mean, it's the bandages at the center remind me. There's nothing really actually wrong with my hand anymore.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Roll medicine. Call him on his BS.
Yeah, can I?
Get him.
Oh wait, no, hold on. No, that's an 11.
Or did you think it was
17.
a 1?
Yeah, it's like, oh no. Okay. 17.
With a 17.
The hand looks basically completely healed. Like there's a little bit of scarring on it. but-
So it's, yeah. And based on that, you probably assume more like phantom pains than more than physical trauma.
Okay. Never mind then. Thank you.
Thank you, Nemo.
Sigmund!
Hello! What is it you would like?
Have you done surgery before?
Yes, many times.
No.
Did they live?
Do you need some done right now?
Not probably, but I was wondering if you know how to do potential practice surgery on, say, the human hand.
Why, yes, I do. What is it you need?
I mean, I don't need anything now, but just for the sake of it, can I practice surgery on the human hand? Is it possible to do practice surgery? Or can you at least hope?
Do you want me to help you find something to do practice surgery on?
Yes, if possible.
I can do that.
I see.
Give me a few hours.
Okay. And she kind of just, now she doesn't know what to do. She's just kind of just, I'm gonna go back to studying, I suppose. And kind of wanders back to her room.
Speaking of other ship preparations you might want to do, you, Serena, and the rest of the crew. So with the 15 crew that you're given, there does seem to be like a leader amongst themselves. It's a female Asima by the name of Roslyn, R-O-S-L-I-N.
Ooh.
R-O-S.
L-I-N.
Okay.
Roslyn. Yeah, she seems gentle, but she also knows how to keep like the rowdier members of the crew like in order. So yeah, she's basically your point of contact if you need anything done specifically. But other than
I would like to shape Giraffe into the form of a human hand.
okay.
So it has all the functions of a human hand, but it's just got the base of it is jade. Nemu,
Yes?
I have a human hand for you to practice on.
Does it look like a human hand?
It
Color,
looks
like color-wise?
yeah.
Oh, a real human hand?
No,
No.
it is not. But for all intents and purposes, it will function as one. You will not hurt anyone while practicing on this.
Thank goodness. I would just like you to... I just want to ask you, Sigmund. Is Taiwan's hand okay?
Well, I believe the hand's injury itself was not what caused his downfall.
I see.
I believe from my speaking to him, he seemed to be more emotionally affected by it. In fact, the hand injury was quite minor, all things considered. It was something that a small surgery, any proficient doctor would have been able to do that surgery easily and bring him back to full health. And they did.
I see. Never mind that then. I suppose, just for the sake of it, would you like to help run me through just basic surgery on the hand?
Right. Well then, takes out a scalpel.
Okay.
The first thing you have to know to do is not panic.
Okay.
That's good.
Yes.
Humans are well put together. You do not have to worry. Most things fix themselves. Human bodies are made to survive.
Oh my god, he does this to people who are awake.
Right.
The next thing to know is never make measurements.
Never.
No, not needed. You're an artist.
Artist?
Have you ever gone into a kitchen and seen a chef looking at a recipe?
No.
No, of course not.
I see. I think this is a bit different. I don't know if we can.
First you drink blood, then you add the potion.
you never just kind of
The first slice.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, that was meant to make an incision of 5 millimeters. I've accidentally done a gash of 5 centimeters.
With a slice such as this, you can see everything you need to access.
Oh dear.
Human healing will heal about 15% of this, so you need to do the rest.
Yes, I'm aware, but
Now he takes out some potions.
wait. I don't you think maybe it would be better to look at what we have to do rather than just put potions in there?
That is what we have to do.
Right. She I guess goes to grab one of the potions.
Yes.
Do you know exactly what these are for?
Well, you don't want to take a chance with the human life.
Yes, of course.
Human life is important.
Yes.
So, we use I make sure I always keep my lethal and non-lethal potions separate.
Of course, absolutely.
So these potions that I have for you here
Yes.
will not kill your patient.
That's good. But what are they?
That I don't know. All I know is that they are in the non-lethal section of my pouches.
She gently unscrews it and goes to smell it.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
No?
No. It was made to be applied to flesh. It may eat at your nasal cavity from the inside.
Oh no. You would
May.
kind of nervously.
You seem fine. It would do it instantly. You would be screaming in pain by now. Pass it over. And he begins to pour it, and it begins to seal up the wound that he made. This was a success.
She looks terrified. Yeah, okay.
I shall teach you some of the ingredients that you may need.
Right.
But, again, I don't write them down, so I would ask that you do not as well.
Okay.
The blind, leaving the blind.
5 liters of ketamine.
Just need some chili flakes, some cyanide, and 1 D2. Excuse me for 1 second. You watch her hastily go to Tywin's room. Tywin?
Yeah?
Sigmund did your surgery, yes?
Sigmund, what, sir?
Sigmund did your surgery, yeah?
I didn't understand anything.
Sigmund, did he do your surgery?
Oh, I don't know. They knocked me out before the doctors even came in. They don't like you to see their doctors.
What about before? When I was with you guys?
When you were with us?
And you died?
Oh,
Remember when you died?
Yes. Sigmund helped put me back together then, but
Where was the wound?
the wound was right here.
She instantly puts her hand over his. Are you okay? You alright?
You know, for a blow that felt like it should have killed me, yeah, I feel better than I thought, but I mean, it's still not 100%. It still hurts sometimes when I sit up
Are
in the
you
morning.
sure? She looks terrified. She just kind of goes, She writes more notes. She's just
What's a few javelins through the heart? I've taken worse, it'll be fine.
Yeah, maybe. It's not exactly the injury I'm worried about. It's the operation.
Whoa. What do you mean?
I don't know. I just wonder what kind of potions were used on, say, the wounds. If
I can only imagine the shit I've seen Sigmund do.
and she kind of looks over some notes and goes, yes.
I think it's very likely I have several more tumors than when he started.
Right. I'm just confused because.
Tywin Cancer Rock.
See, I thought your hand was injured, but
That'd be
Walter White. See, I thought your hand was injured, and that's what I was gonna help you as a way to, I guess, out of gratitude. But since that's okay, do you?
You don't owe me any gratitude, Nemo.
But as a friend and as a treasured member of the group, I want to make sure that you're in best condition, which now I'm growing ever more concerned about. And if I want to learn to be a doctor, I wanted to go and help somebody, in the group that has their own injuries. Obviously, I can't do anything for Luft. I just, maybe I should still help you as well, because God knows what's happening inside. If
I mean, yeah, my javelin wound still hurt a bit. So
Yeah.
if there's something you could do to numb that a bit.
Yeah, I was told, by the way, by a medical professional, suppose you know the name Sigmund. Do you think it's how? Okay, so how big is the wound?
For the javelin,
Yeah.
that big?
Can I see? Is there a scar or any stitches?
Yes. I mean, well, it looks like the wounds were like burned together rather than stitched together.
Right, because I'm just wondering. You don't usually do you take measurements for surgery? Is that just like a?
I don't do surgery.
Yes, but do you think that sounds, as somebody who is in the medical profession, do you think that sounds normal?
I have no fucking idea.
Would you say that medicine is an art?
What the fuck are you
This is a customer experience survey.
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think I might ask the other members in the group, see what they think.
Okay.
She marches up to Trey. Trey, today I got a question.
Trey's just been kind of sitting, writing furiously, just like a few pieces of paper. And just,
So
yep.
you look busy.
No, what's up?
I have a question to ask you because I'm a bit confused. I'm
Yeah?
really. So, are you aware of anything in the medical profession?
Well, I know that they're absolute shitholes who don't give a shit about kids that are dying.
Medical.
How does that help?
Not
This
much.
is an education.
Because that doesn't really help me because unfortunately I am not working on kids at the moment, except for maybe those that I need.
I mean, no, that's fine. I don't expect you to be like those fucking assholes back at night.
Right.
What's up?
I'm just wondering if you know anything about the surgery practice.
I've read the basics on some of it.
Was any of the basics about, say, surgery? Anything akin to art?
Let me try and remember here. Let's make it.
If not, maybe I can ask Callie.
Yeah, I do know some. Apparently.
Yes, because you see, I'm learning surgery with Sigmund, which is...
Right, yeah.
Listen,
Concerning to say.
I'm concerned because he's saying a lot of things
So now we take the great sword.
Yes, I know surgery takes many forms, but say
Yeah.
putting potions into a wound, does that sound
I mean, if you know what the potions are, I don't see the harm in it. I mean, if you know that a potion is good with like healing the interior of a being, I don't see that to be of any harm. But if you don't know what it is, maybe not do that.
good? Because I've healed the hand, but I could have also burned a hole through my nose, so I think that's very interesting. But I'm just wondering,
What have you been doing?
well, I wasn't really sure what was
Why
going
are you
on.
burning your nose?
Because, see, I wanted to try and help Talon's hand, but apparently that's all emotional pain, so I think I can go towards Enriya.
Turns nice.
So, instead I thought I could just practice surgery anyway, just in case of any major wounds. But learning with Sigmund is a bit confusing, because, say,
What do I have?
he told me it was an art, that I'm an artist. That doesn't sound right, does it?
I mean, doctors have to do stuff that, for other people, other people's perspectives, it can be art because it's literally taking a damaged thing and repairing it to something that it was meant to be before. I mean,
She scribbles furiously, like, yes.
but I don't know. I guess it depends on how you view doctors and surgeons, I guess. Is that what you're trying to aim it at?
Maybe. I'm just a bit worried. Do you think not taking measurements is something I should consider?
I mean, I think you should take measurements because if you're looking at a wound and you decide to enlarge it by like a lot, that's kind of concerning, don't you think, Nemu?
Yes. Thank you so much for your help. And she's gonna run back to the medical room.
Please, God, you go.
Feel free to mark off some long rest, by the way.
Thank
You can mark off 2 long
God.
rests, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2 days.
Yes, I'm just saying this is over the course of of 2
Oh,
days.
hey.
So mark off 2 long rests, just because that will reset all your hit dice as well.
Can I roll to see if I did a good beginner surgery?
On a robot.
Yeah, sure.
I would suggest.
80,
say
90,
that
20,
because
10, 2,
better
3,
game.
23.
23!
Yeah, good
Good surgery.
first surgery.
She takes a very estimated measurement of a wound and kind of just sets it back up.
Can I? I'm sorry. This is hurting me so much. Can I can I have an interaction with this for a hot minute? Okay, so Luft is going past, and she's just looking at all this stuff for the. She's looking at all this stuff for the ship. She's going past. She's like, Nemru's using the. She like comes back and she's just staring at you through the door, and she sees you with this. The scalpel's a bit like I'll say there's something weird with the scalpel, and she goes, What are you doing?
I'm practicing surgery. Sigmund told me.
That scalpel's rusty.
Oh my! Oopsie.
Yeah. So, do you want? You know what? I'll be back. And she leaves. I am going to use for the first time in this whole friggin' campaign the right tool for the job.
You spend an hour to create.
And I'm making doctor's tools.
Sure.
So I come back, I've got a bag, and I'm like, right, so in here, and it's like one of those like roll out like knife bag things. She's like, and it's got like sets of basically things that you can use for
They will disappear eventually, but.
Yeah. So if you ever need anything like this, you can ask me. It takes a little while. They're not like permanent, but it's just better than using a rusty one because, well, what we were taught is that you never touch rusty stuff that is sharp without without any kind of protection because you can get what's called tetanus.
Tetanus. I haven't done my disease research. Tetanus.
All you need to know is it can, like, you know, cause all your muscles to stop. And your heart's a muscle.
That sounds like a potion that Sigmund has.
Yeah.
I think he was telling me about that one.
I hope he doesn't have tetanus in a bottle because that's terrifying.
Tetanus
Anyway,
tetanus.
no, you could ask for tetanus, but not many people want it, to be honest.
Sigmund told me that it doesn't matter what the tool is made out of, just as long as you get the job done. So I'll have to keep that in mind.
No. Yeah, so if you ever need anything, ask me. I can also try and maybe take the rust off of that scalpel for you, so you've got something.
Yes, it's still in pretty good condition aside from the rust, so I think it'd probably be best to take care of that.
Yes.
Thank you, Luft.
No
you are so lovely.
problem. Please, if he tries to advise you about anything to do with like tools and stuff, you can come and see me.
I can do that.
Okay, bye.
Oh, look, Nemu, there you are.
Oh, hello.
I was just wondering about making sure everyone has everything they need. Do either of you need like something for your workshop or med bay or something?
Oh my god, please get Nemu some doctor's tools.
Some doctor's too. I can arrange that. Are you doing surgery?
I wanted to do some practice, to do some more advanced ones.
Oh, I actually know a thing or two about surgery, you see.
Yes.
You
see,
do?
in my endless war against the fake psychologist.
Did you dismantle brains?
Well, no, I studied them and sort of to learn how to think like my enemy and all that. And I actually know how to like successfully remove one's brain and like keep it operating to some capacity.
Oh, that's...
Have I told you about that?
No? So you had a brain in a jar?
Oh, yeah, something like that. And the brains with legs as well. Like, all those fake psychologist techniques, I had to learn them so that I could really understand what I was up against as a true psychologist. It's not too tricky. You do have to be careful, though.
Yeah, don't use rusty stuff.
Oh, no, of course not. Who's doing that?
Sigmund?
Yes.
No advanced
Well, you probably shouldn't, like, use that.
Oh, so you know a lot about...
That's
No.
What is the issue?
I'm gonna take the rust off of this for you.
You know a lot about US
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, something like
Don't
that.
ever... How much of your other stuff is rusty?
Well, I make new tools all the time. I was using that as an example tool for Nemu to use.
Okay, where are your proper tools?
I make them as I need them.
Okay.
You just see like a bent fork that's kind of... It's perfect.
But yeah, look, do you need any raw materials for your workshop?
Yes, actually, I'm gonna need scrap metal. If you find any guns, and I mean like any guns that have just been like, I don't know if guns exist here. Are they real here? I've seen a spear. I've seen a dagger.
this?
Are
I've
guns
already
here?
ordered an ample supply of scrap metal for Solomon's projects.
Okay, alright.
You imagine you can siphon some of that.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Guns, however, are usually locked in places where law-abiding citizens like ourselves simply can't get.
Oh, we used to have heaps of them. We had so many of them. Like, so many. Like, heaps. We had a whole pile. We had the gun pile at home.
A gun.
Yeah, because we needed to learn how to, like, dismantle them. And, like, do all this sort of thing.
Well, I suppose that living where you did, you weren't in a sort of wartime situation, so you could kind of just leave your guns lying around.
Yeah.
Not have some
They were also...
hostile faction pick them up and start shooting folk.
Yeah, they're also pretty broken. So we use them for... But yeah, I need it for that sort of stuff. And, I mean, well, now that I know about... Sigmund, can you pull out anything else that's rusty?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you want me to?
Like all of your tools that are rusty.
Oh, yes, okay.
Ching, 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 ching.
Clunk.
Okay. Oh my god, there's more. Okay. So, I'm going to take all of these, and I think about 10 more people are going to... You're going to have a much better success rate with... So, do you know what tetanus is?
I have heard the term once or twice.
You definitely should have, because I think
I definitely know how to treat it immediately as it happens. By the way, I should say now, I have never failed a surgery.
Is that like Tywin's never missed a
Luft
shot?
looks at all of the tools in the bag and says, no. Have you checked
It does
up
not
on your...
matter what happens to the patient during the surgery.
No.
You can heal all the afflictions as the surgery comes to an end.
The post-surgery.
Oh, yes, yes.
Do you know about post-surgery?
What is that?
Well, you see, you want it to be post-surgery care so that there's no post-mortem. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so tetanus...
So post-surgery care is when you're curing the tetanus after you've given them tetanus during the surgery.
You...
Wow.
If you know how to do that.
I do.
But, like, how?
This potion.
See...
Does that give them the tetanus or cure the tetanus?
Cure it. The
What's
rusty
in
scalpel gives the tetanus.
Careful, one of them might burn a hole in your nose.
Plus one scalpel. This scalpel is a cursed magic item.
Yeah. Right, so...
It's just powdered magnet, isn't it? It draws all the rust out of the body.
You now have no iron in your blood. I apologize.
Don't stand up too far.
All the hemoglobin has ceased to exist.
God,
Yeah, just
it's
like white as a sheet, like...
evaporated. No blood means no tetanus.
There was far too much iron in your blood.
Just gonna give you that back.
Stands up too quickly.
Anyway, I'm gonna go clean all of your tools. I need scrap metal and all that sort of thing as well would be really good. Thank you. Especially if you find anything like bolts and if you find any guns.
Should we scavenge those
my
towers?
goodness. Yeah, I think we should.
Oh, the towers are being the towers in our
That'd be
the care
great.
of
But
cities.
yeah. Alright. But yeah, that's all I need. So
Well, that can
Yes.
absolutely be arranged. Probably. Other than the guns.
Was there something you
At the given all of this stuff, at the end of like the second day's mark, there'll be like a knock on the captain's quarters.
yep.
Yes. Hello?
Hi, it's Rosalind. So I just wanted to inform you that the ship and all the crew are ready to go whenever you're ready.
Perfect. I'll let everyone else know. Before you go,
I've never seen an as
in my the rest time from not writing in her papers upon papers that are now scattering the floor in the room, she has this kind of one of her vines, she's put a red flower on it as sort of like an armband, and she hands it over to Rosalind and say, "This is for you. You're much of a leader as I am on this ship, so if there's anything that you need at all for you guys, just
let me know. And the same here, we'll let you know about anything that concerns us as well. So.
Nice. And she, continues finishing off preparations.
Canos, please give me strength during this trip. This is going to be quite a big one. And then with my thaumaturgy, I'm just going to go, gang, we're going off now!
So this has been like 2 days of preparation, I'll say. So I've got a little fancy little...
Yeah, how much does all the stuff...
I've got a fancy little counter going, and there's 29 days left on Tyrion's clock.
Okay.
How much does everything cost to get all the supplies?
I'll say, given that most of it was footed by the 1800 you spent on the ship, probably another 75 gold if you know.
Yeah, I can mark that off myself. For that.
Actually, with the scrap metal, probably 100 gold
100?
worth of supplies.
Yeah, no worries.
Out of, like, as a player,
Yes.
I would like to do your thing next time.
When you are ready. Okay, no worries. That's alright. That's quite alright.
I got something to prepare.
I look forward to it.
Exciting as it is, the ship prepares for its first takeoff.
Yay!
Over those last 2 days, the crew and the foreman have extensively coordinated with you to. 1 second, let me just get your character sheet up.
Oh, and for flavor, I want to make it that Luft has hung a hammock in the workshop, and that's where she sleeps.
Cool.
I don't
Unless-
agree with this idea, but
well, if Trey doesn't agree, then you'll make a twin hammock.
you can't be mad if this is true. Those things you
Actually, I like that. No, she'll
So over the last 2 days, with extensive coordination with both the crew and the foreman, you are given the beginnings of proficiency with air vehicles.
Yay! Alright, cool.
So,
Okay.
so as the crew prepares to first take off, Captain, where are we headed?
Well, our final destination is going to be to Firenal, but
We talked to let me just get this up. We talked to First Mate, and we know that it's somewhere northwest of here.
okay.
We don't know how far we're going, or where exactly it is.
Yeah, I think we're going to
So
work it out together.
Should we look for probably places to resupply first, or?
I think we plan to make a short pit stop somewhere in the islands that we are currently in now. Nemu, our medic, will have more experience in talking to the locals at one of the islands.
Nice.
So we'll stop there and hopefully obtain a map of some sort and work out from there where we're going to go.
Okay. And like, as she steps away from you guys, like, she kind of like walks up to like one of like the more rowdy members of the crew that slaps him across the head.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get along just fine.
As they fix up the ropes and stuff. And with that, can I get you to roll me a
Boy.
D20 plus your proficiency mod plus your wisdom mod.
Ooh. Okay.
Natural 20, so that's a 24. Sorry.
As you take helm of the ship with Calathul and the various officers and beside you, you gesture towards the ever-expanding hole in the ice dome, and as you take off into the sky, this is a this vehicle you're not fully used to it yet, but this thing is fucking cool. As you lift off, there is a bit of initial like turbulence as the gusts against the ground. But then as you lift away from the docks, there are cheers among the crew themselves, and you head towards your destination. And I think that is where we're going to call tonight's session.
Yay!
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for our anniversary stream. So once again, we're affiliated with the Adelaide Games Club, which is a board game club at the University of Adelaide that gets together every Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes on Sundays. And they have Tuesday online sessions on their Discord, so you can go to U of A Games or Games U of A or Games UOA or Adelaide Games on their social media and find out more information about that. But they get together at the Hartley building here at the University of Adelaide. So if you want to meet new people, play some board games, that's the best way to do it. And one such board game you could play is, Devin?
You know what? Doing the board game. If you would like to play a game that is long, confusing, but also fun, Dune is a good game. Based on the books and the upcoming movie and the other movie, it's long and confusing, but it's a genuinely good game. I'd recommend it, and it's very pretty.
From the creators of Cosmic Encounter, I think that board game was.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool because Cosmic Encounter is a really, really cool and cool game that has a lot of clashing mechanics that work surprisingly well together. So yeah, doing the board game, possible thing that you could play. Also, we have our own social media, so whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, you can subscribe to either of those. On YouTube, we we schedule our streams in advance, and it'll tell you in your local time when the stream's going to happen. So definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel to get those updates. It's super useful. We also have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. We're DiceRevDND. It's on the side of the screen now. So if you want to go to those and follow us on there, that will also be beneficial to you. You can find out any updates that we may have on when streams are happening, any memes that we might have, anything like that. So, other than that, I think that's all, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Happy birthday, guys.
Happy birthday!